Hey everybody. Hi, it's Marlene of Marlene TV. Welcome to the broadcast today. Yes, it's a Saturday evening, so you know what that means, guys. It is time for a live stream, and today we're going to be talking about a financial topic. We're going to be talking about a credit score, and we all know about the importance of credit score, but today we're going to talk about it. What is it? What can you do with it? How can you raise it? All important things. But before I get started, I got to say who is my collaboration partner today. Today, I am collaborating with Points Blank Travel. And yes, this is his channel, Points Blank Travel. If you don't know about his channel, please go over and look at some of his videos, look at some of his awesome content. And if it's something that's interesting to you, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button, leave him a genuine comment. You know how we do it. We keep it real, give people their real props on their channel because they put in a lot of hard work to make content, to take time out of their schedule, to edit, all of that. So much respect to Rod, and we appreciate for him coming onto the channel and collaborating today. So I'm going to remove this overlay and we're going to get started. Let me go to the chat and welcome everybody who's in the chat. Hey, first in Uniquely Lavish. Hi. Welcome, sis. How are you? Your favorite couple. Welcome. Thank you so much for coming. How are you guys doing today? If you guys could like it and share it out, it would be awesome. I would really appreciate that. Really would appreciate it. Thanks, everybody, for coming. And I'm going to invite up Rod of Points Blank Travel. And we're going to get started with this topic. I'm going to invite him up. I'm going to let him talk about himself and his channel. And then we're going to get right into the topic. So let's invite Points Blank Travel to Marlene TV channel. Hey.
What's going on, Marlene? How you doing? Thank you so
Hey.
much. First and foremost, thank you for having me here. It's a pleasure to be here. Uh, the first time I saw you, I was extremely anxious to work with you, and then here it is, Saturday, December 18th,
Yes.
2021, and we're all collabing together. Hopefully, we have a nice little crowd in here tonight. I mean, it's Saturday.
Yes.
Who knows what people are doing? But
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. We have one person. I don't care. We have 201 people. We're going to make it do what it do. So,
Right.
yeah.
Yes. So, for those who don't know about you, your channel, what it is that you do on your channel, all of that, I'm going to give you the floor and let you shout out yourself, talk about what you do, and all of that. So, you got the floor.
All right. Well, I appreciate it. Hey, my name is Rod, and I am the founder of Points Blank Travel. And on my channel, we talk about credit. We talk about credit cards. We talk about points, miles, cash back, personal finance. I'm kind of scaling away from that because I have a second channel that I recently created, and I'll get into that in a minute. But we talk about traveling for little or no money out of your pocket. And that's cool. And when I first started the channel, I was all about points and miles, hence how I came up with the name Points Blank Travel. It's really point without an S, blank information. I'm going to hit you right between the eyes. I don't sugarcoat nothing. I just tell you how it is. Either you like it and respect it, or you don't, and you move on and you fool yourself the rest of your life until you do want to listen. But anyway, I put the S on there as a spin on words because we are talking about points and miles and how to really travel for little or no money. And then I started leaning toward the credit side of things because I was like, wait a minute, these cards are cool, but I may be only talking to a select few people. I'm not talking to the majority, and the majority may be like me and may want to get a credit card or know how to get a credit card, but either they don't know how to get their credit where it need to be, or their credit is where it need to be, but they just need to make a few more tweaks, or I'm a firm believer in bad things happen to good people. So it could have been 3 years ago when they were, say, 20 or 21. Now they're 24, 25, a lot more mature, but they're still paying for the mistakes that they made uh, a few years ago or whatever. So I was like, you know what? Let me bring a little more credit into the picture. And then when Marlene and I were trying to decide exactly how we want to hit this topic, it was like, yeah, I could talk about secured cards, I could talk about credit cards, but how about let's talk about credit and credit scores. And she actually came up with the topic. But Points Blank Travel is my baby. Then I have a second channel, Points Blank Finance, where I talk about investing on a budget. A lot of people want to learn how to invest. They actually want to get into the stock market. And today's hot thing is the crypto market. They want to get into crypto, but that that problem that has been going on for generations and for years and decades, they just don't know how to do it. So what I'm doing on my second channel, Points Blank Finances, I'm teaching people how to invest on a budget, whether you got $5, $20, $50, $100, but you don't need thousands. So Points Blank Travel, Points Blank Finance. But today I am under the Points Blank Travel umbrella because we are going to be talking about credit and how to raise your credit score. And what I plan on doing is just giving you, I don't want to get college level. I don't want to get Morehouse or Jackson State level or Harvard level. I want to keep it down in the bushes, baby. I want to keep it down in the bushes where anybody that's watching here tonight or going back and watch the replay can be like, that makes sense. That is not that complicated. But I am going to tackle how people, and I don't want to get too ahead here, but people think it's just paying your credit cards on time. It's paying your car note on time. It's paying your mortgage on time. And this is a lot bigger than that. And before I go any further, and Marlene, join me. Before I go any further, I'm not some dude that just fell out the tree with a 780, 790, 800 credit score. I'm that dude that had a 547 credit score when I decided to be brave enough to even look at it. So don't think I'm that guy that I have a degree. I'll be honest. I have a degree in business with a minor in finance, but I'm also that guy that had a 547 credit score with tons of issues and tons of credit problems. So I just want to put that out there. And there you have it in a nutshell. You can call me Rod. You can call me PBT. You can call me what you want to call me. I don't care. I'm gonna be myself. So
Yes, awesome, awesome. So you guys know who Rod is now. So let's get right into it, Rod. Tell everybody a little bit about your journey. Like, what made you want to get into doing what it is that you do?
well, I in the industry I work in, I deal with a lot of credit. You don't necessarily have to have good credit, great credit, or exceptional credit, but after watching so many people get declined when they were trying to make major purchases, it was like, man, there's got to be somebody out there that's teaching people, everyday people like myself. But am I that guy? Because I also have a low credit score. So how can I teach if I'm in the same boat? If I'm a passenger on a cruise ship, yet I don't know how to drive the ship, can I actually maneuver us to our next port and our next port and our next port? No. So I took the first step. I said, okay, I want to take this journey, but the first step is I need to go to school to become the captain. And what I mean by that is I need to get my credit score straight. I need to get my credit right. I need to get my score up to a level where people will know that they're being led by a leader. So I had a 547 credit score. And I think the next time I checked it, where I got brave again, I was a 626. Um, And to be honest, I thought a 626 was good. I was like, oh man, I'm rolling now. I got a 626. Whoa, I'm in the big leagues. And I don't care about your skin color. I don't care about your educational level. I don't care about your upbringing. You can only be told no so many times until you start to feel defeated. And I was being told no by myself, it was bad enough. But if I was with a young lady in my life or my significant other at the time, my wife, and I got used to not getting stuff if I needed credit because I've been told no so much.
Mhm.
But to look at that person and they want something and you go and apply and you're being told no,
Mhm.
you feel bad enough within yourself, but then you look at the disappointment on their face and I'm like, oh no, I
Yeah.
have to fix this. I have to. So kept working. And once I got my score up to it was I won't say a mistake, but it was an accident that I even found out I had good credit. I applied for the American Airlines credit card, and this is the first time, Marlene, in my life that I went through all the pages. You know, I usually go through that first page, and that's the one with the card attached to it. I pull it off, throw everything to the side. I call it activated, and I'm rolling. But I decided because I couldn't believe I got approved, and it wasn't that I got approved, but I was approved with a $12,500 credit limit.
Mhm.
And prior to that, the card I had was a Capital One card that had a $1,750 limit. I was like, wait a minute, I need to look through all these papers. Something is different. And that's when I realized I had a 708, 712, 708 credit score. And I was like, now it's time to launch Points Blank Travel. Now I'm
Mhm.
ready to lead and guide the ship. I'm no longer a passenger. I'm going to be the captain of the ship. And that's how Points Blank Travel actually came about. So,
Awesome. Well, I can't say mine is exactly like yours. Mine was a little bit different. I never even knew about anything about credit score when I first started off until I went and applied for something and got rejected. And I was like, um, what do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean decline for what? And then they gave you know how they give you the number to call and find out stuff. And when I found out, y'all get ready. My credit score was 485.
whoa, whoa.
I was like, but but I didn't understand that I had never had any credit. I had never credited anything my whole life. So I was starting from zero. So that was my process in starting. I said, Marlene, you got to do better here. So that was my journey in starting to find out about credit and what I could do to improve it. So that was the beginning of my journey with my credit score.
And you said it was a 484?
485.
485. Okay.
Mhm.
I have a question, and this is really a conversation, dialogue, whatever we want to call it. It's not an interview, but did you get rejected a lot? Did you even try to apply for anything?
Well, after that, I feel like being honest, when you get rejected, it strokes your ego. You kind of like a balloon that gets deflated. I was like, well, kind of makes you feel like some type of way, like you're not good enough to get the things that you want. Maybe you don't deserve it, and all of that stuff is not true. You just have to work on it better. But yeah, it gave me a hit for a while when I found out. Yeah,
So true,
definitely.
so true. And I see Major Change Group, your favorite couple. I'm not going through it. I just see people coming in and speaking. Brian, Legacy Builder, I just want to thank everybody for being here. But you just brought up a good point, and I mentioned it a while ago. That's amazing. And just so everyone know, we didn't script this. We didn't plan it. We planned it, but we didn't say we knew what we were going to talk about. But I have no clue what Marlene's going to say. She has no clue what I'm going to say. I literally logged on in true Points Blank Travel fashion at 5:57, 3 minutes. So, uh, but to hear that you were deflated, you're told no so many times, and you just it's crushing. And I'm a firm believer that after if you're not strong mentally, I'm not talking about physically going to the gym, but if you're not mentally strong and you're constantly being told no, it's just a matter of time. And I did it, y'all. I did it. It's just a matter of time where you give up.
Mhm.
You just give up. You just stop even trying because it's like, what's the point? You know. So to hear Marlene say 44, hey man, wow,
Yeah.
wow, wow.
It's not easy to get up from that. And I don't like to go into the race car, but it is what it is. Sometimes when it looks like people who look like us, we really don't have people to mentor us and support us to say, it's going to be okay, you can improve, I can lead you to the right direction. Most of the time we don't have that type of support. We have to look outside of people who look like us to give us support. So that's the reason why I wanted to be a positive role model, to show people this is where I have come from and this is where I am right now.
So true. And it's not really the race card, it's a fact. I know
Mhm.
my parents didn't talk to me about credit. They didn't talk to my younger brother. And when it comes to credit, I was pretty much self-taught. Now, although I was self-taught, I read a lot of articles, and although I can say I was self-taught, I was also watching And this is another reason I started Point Blank Travel. I was watching YouTubers, reading several articles. I was watching YouTubers, and I saw very few that were African American that looked like me.
Yeah.
Um,
Mhm.
I probably, now that I'm in the game, I realized I probably wasn't searching for everyone, but I would just type credit cards, and I saw people of Asian descent, people of Caucasian descent, people of Hispanic descent, people of descent. I didn't even know what they were. But then I ran across the Dwaynes from How to Build Credit TV. I ran across the credit card maestros that were both, and Travel Explore Click. Three gentlemen, and I've had the opportunity to collaborate now with two of
Mhm.
those three people that I used to watch. And I'm like, you know what? There's not enough voices out here. I'm not going to continue to watch the youth and the young people, the children of the world, the young people of the world, the middle age people of the world that look like me continue to have that reason. I'm not going to use it as an excuse because it's a fact, but to continue
Mhm.
to have that reason that they have no one to follow, they have no one to look up to, they have no one to guide them. I never looked at myself as a teacher. I like to say a mentor or someone that's going to guide you in that direction where you can say,
Mhm.
I no longer have a reason. So I love what you just said. It's just, it's, and even now, when we do find someone to talk to, when we do find someone to look up to, some people still don't have it totally right. Am I perfect? No. Do I know everything about credit? No. But
Mhm.
I didn't happen to stumble upon an 809 credit score. I didn't stumble upon it. It just, I was walking one day and I ran into 809. I busted my butt to get there.
Mhm.
And now I feel confident enough to guide, to lead, and to mentor. So,
Right. Awesome. I'm not there yet because I'm still in the 600s, but I'm much better than I was before. you
well,
know?
let me say this here, at 485 to 600s, you're on your way. You're on your way. And I'll tell y'all, man, and I'm just going to say this is not backwards motivation. I was more comfortable with a 547. And this is some of that, in my opinion, I'm speaking only of Rod. I'm not speaking to anyone else. I'm speaking of Rod.
Mhm.
I still had a piece of that ignorant mentality. And what I mean by ignorant, not dumb, not stupid, and this is Rod. I felt safer with a lower credit score because I felt like I couldn't fail. One of the scariest things I've done in my life, and I was in the military 20 years and 26 days. I've been in conflicts. I've been in, I guess, what they call a war. I've had missiles, and I've been around all that stuff. And the scariest thing, to be honest, was to have a high credit score until I decided to get confidence in me. I couldn't
Right.
depend on Marlene. I couldn't depend on the Dwaynes. I couldn't depend on the your favorite couples or the D Bryants. I
Mhm.
had to depend on Rod. But until I realized I was like, oh, I know I'm gonna mess up. I know I'm gonna mess up. I'm gonna go from 750 to 550 because I'm gonna mess up. And I'm like, wait a minute, dude. I looked in the mirror. I'm like, wait a minute. You busted your butt to get here. Now you scared? I mean, that would even make sense. So you're in six something right now. Keep grinding, keep hustling.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty chill right now. For anybody that's never seen me that's in the chat, and I'm not even looking at all of the chat, I typically am hyped up and all over the place, blah, 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 but this is very serious. And I may get to that level in a minute, but this is very serious. And I just want people to know 485, 547. And please keep in mind, I probably was a 487. I hadn't looked at it. When I finally just got brave enough to look at it, I was at a 547. If
Right.
Rod can do it, you can do it. If Marlene can do it, you can do it.
Right.
Everybody can do it. Everybody. So,
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. That's why I really love having conversations like this, real talk, you know. People usually only want to talk about their credit score when they get to the 800s or something like that. But I like to see real people, like, I took a few hits. It was a hard long road for me to get to where I, want to be, but I'm here now. So especially for a person like me, never knowing anything about credit. I just, one day, because of the denial, it caused me to want to even go and look. And I was like, So there's credit scores, and that's when I found out about credit scores. So I just want to share the screen for a second to let those who maybe not even know to see that there is a credit scores and what those credit scores are. Let me just share the overlay here for a second, Rod. Hold on one second.
Oh, take your time.
Let me see. So you guys can see it's on the screen. Uh, that FICO score, very bad, goes from 300 to 560. And then from 560 to 650 is bad. Then 650 to 700 is fair. Then 700 to 750 is good. And 750 to 850 is excellent. For those who don't know that already, just for FYI. So, Rod, you can start off how you want to start it. How do you want to start off this?
Can
By
you
telling
pull can you pull up what you just pulled up again? Because I want to,
let me.
and this is not the Rod Marlene debate, but I want to pull that back up because this is something that I really feel like I look at that chart
Can you
and I
see it?
just want people to see. Oh, I can see it.
Okay.
So you see 300 to 560 is very bad. Think about that child when you tell a child so much that you're just a bad kid, you're a bad kid, you're a very bad kid, you're a terrible kid. I mean, what impact are you going to have on that child? And we're not running a daycare center right now. Just I want to make a point here. Then you look at that 560 to 650, and they're still calling that bad. Most of America is probably between that 560 and 650, and so most of America is bad. And I'm saying this because I want people to be motivated. Don't linger, don't live in the 560 to 650 range. But I've seen people get things in the 560 to 650 range, yet FICO says bad. So yeah, in your mind, say this is bad. That's bad, but I need to get it better. But don't give up when you get to 640, 650 because they say it's bad. Because as lenders get a little more desperate and they get a little more pushed in a corner to get more clients, new customers, that 650 is not so bad anymore. And
Mm-hmm.
I tell you, I never thought I'd be a 700. When I got in the 700 club, I was like, boy, I played football all my life, but I tell you what, if I could have went and found some pom poms, I'd have been in here cheering on the low. Now I'd have been cheering on the low. I would have been outside cheering. But anyway, I'm just saying, man. So I know everybody's here to see what are some of the things you could do to raise your credit score. But I wanted to give my history. Marlene's given her history, and credit is not a sprint. I'm going to tell you how to raise your credit. It's not going to happen overnight. So if you get off here tomorrow, get off here tonight and go over tomorrow. Well, I did this, and then next month you think your credit score is going to go from 560 to 660. It doesn't work like that. So just you have to be patient. Credit is a marathon. It's a marathon. So is this a
I
question?
like what Bryant Legacy Building says. That's why authorized users are so important for your kids and young relatives. Don't let them start out of adulthood with only student loan debt.
Yes, and I'm going to talk about authorized users, but and I got to give a shout out to my executive team. I see D Bryant, which is the founder of Bryant Legacy Building, Shelton and Key, your favorite couple. They're in the house. Thank you to you three for being here. I will say this. Authorized users, and I'm going to talk about it in depth in a minute, but I'm going to go ahead and put it out there. Everybody's dying to be an authorized user. Everybody, no, to find, not be one, to find. Well, I shouldn't say dying. I don't want to say that. They're anxious to find an authorized user. Well, if I can find my way onto Rod's credit cards, people don't ask me because the answer is probably no. But if I can find Uncle Johnny or Aunt Sharon or my cousin's cousin's cousin and get on their card, I'm good. Well, I tell you what, man, and Marlene, you may have heard me say this before. I don't know. I don't drop nuggets. I don't drop gems. I drop boulders. I'm going to hit you upside the head. You might want to know just because Uncle Jimmy got that nice Lexus and that big old house Uncle Jimmy could be 3 steps from being laid off, and his credit may not. What his credit may be the bomb in December. In March, it could be in the tank. So what I say to
Mhm.
authorized users, you, if I'm gonna tell you right now, if you can't ask Uncle Rod, Uncle Jimmy, Aunt Sharon, if you can't ask them how is your credit, they probably don't want to tell you because they figure little Rod don't need to know. Let's just say little Rod is actually Uncle Jimmy to be. Can I be authorized using your card?
Mhm.
If I can't say, hey, Uncle Jimmy, we ain't got no problems, do we? He gonna probably like, little Rod, what you mean we ain't gonna do? You don't need to be in my business. Well, yeah, you're probably right, and I probably don't need to be authorized user. Well, Uncle Jimmy, I just want to. I'm trying to build my credit here. I want to learn, and I figure you're a role model. I can learn from. You can guide me. You can teach me. You start putting all that on them, that guilt could set in, and
Mhm.
they share their information. But you need to know who you're about to be tied into financially, because when you jump on the bandwagon of becoming someone's authorized user, you're attached to them at the hip, the leg, the arm, by the pinky, however you want to
Yeah.
look at it. You're attached. So
Yeah. Yeah, that's true because when my parents, while I think they knew about credit, but they didn't teach me anything, they would never add me as an authorized user. Because I remember that discussion came up with my mom and dad, and they didn't want to do it. There was like, she needs to do it on her own. I guess I don't know what their score was. Maybe their credit score wasn't good, and maybe they didn't want to mess me up. I don't know. I don't
it
know.
could have been that. It could have been that, and they could have just really wanted you to do it on your own. I would want. I think if more people of color that have it the right way, we need to take the 12 and 13-year olds, and we can't predict 6 or 7 years down the road. And this is another boulder. Take your niece, your nephew, your child, put them on your credit card as authorized user. But what people don't do in a state of emergency, when they realize uh, when they realize that, okay, I'm having issues at work, I just got laid off. They don't think about going to take little Johnny or little Susie off their credit card before stuff hit the fan. They just keep on rolling because they're caught up in themselves. So if you know you're running into an issue and you have a sibling or a child or somebody on your credit card, man, remove them as soon as the problem happens. Don't wait until it 30, 60, 90 days collections, charge offs. It just crushes them. So I don't know what your parents were going through, but it's a slippery slope with that authorized user thing. It is.
Yeah,
So
it is. So, Brock, can you explain to them some of the things that maybe they can do to help them? Like, what would be a good way to start? Is for, say, for instance, somebody who has never had credit. What is a good way to start to build your credit score?
the first thing I would do is, let's say you've never had credit, and I'm gonna go with some different steps, but I'm gonna answer Marlene's question. If you've never had credit, don't get caught up. Even though you don't have credit, a lot of credit card issuers are gonna send you stuff in the mail. 18, 19-year old, you're just graduating high school or
Mhm.
getting ready to go to college. And it's not going to be the best companies. I don't like to say which companies, but I won't say the worst companies. I'll say the best companies. You want to try to link up with Chase. You want to try to link up with Discover. You want to link up with American Express. Credit unions that are out there. You want to link up with legitimate. But if you start getting stuff in the mail and you've really never heard of this company,
Mhm.
I would steer clear of them. The first thing I would do if I was a young male or female, I would look at a secured credit card. To be more specific, the Discover It secured card, excuse me, no annual fee. You're going to probably put a $200 to $500 deposit down. Don't go in there trying to put your credit limit is going to match your deposit. There's no reason to put more than $500 on a Discover It because you're tying your own money up. So why do I want to put 2 grand of my own money on a secure
Mhm.
card when I just put 500 at the max, 200 on my card, and then in 8 months, Discover is going to review how you've been paying, and If you go to Points Blank Travel, you'll see how I pay. I pay my stuff as I pay my credit cards as the purchase post. But I'm not gonna ask 18-year-old Johnny or Susan to do that. I'm gonna say, don't wait 2 days before the due date. You're pushing it.
Mhm.
Try to pay before the statement date. So, but the first thing you want to do is get a secure credit card. It's not going to say secured on the card. It's not going to say, hey, Rod, your card is secure. You have a low credit score. When you go to the cashier at 7-Eleven or Chick-fil-A, the lights aren't going to start flashing and say, hey, we have a secure card. Remember, you're not going to be called out. Do that. Once you do that, in the 8 months, for a person that's just starting out, in the 8 months that you have the secure card, you're feeling like a boss, got a $500 limit, you're rolling, go to 2 colleges. I'm not talking about your local community college or go and take out a student loan. You want to go to Google University and YouTube State College. Google University, it's not a real college, people. This is just Google. I'm being facetious here. And go to YouTube State College and start watching about credit cards to get or reading credit cards to get after your secure card. That's how I would start right there. I would get a secure credit card. That's how I would start if I was new to the credit game.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that 100%. I think the issue most of the time is that most people, like especially or the ones that have messed up their credit, I think the issue is they don't know what to do. They don't know what to do next, and I think that that becomes a problem. And then I know some people, because I have friends that think that you can just ignore, okay, well, it's messed up already, like there's nothing I can do about it. But you have to be in control of what you want for your credit score to be. You got to put in the work.
You're right. They don't know what to do and they get desperate. And with desperation coming to the going to your mailbox, you get this credit card offer in the mail that's charging fees for everything. Matter of fact, they charge you a fee to open the envelope. You just don't know it yet. And they apply. It says pre-approved. Rod, you're pre-approved for the let me think of some. For the Bobby Baloney credit card or the Sammy Salami credit card, you're pre-approved. And I guess what? I go in the house, I type it in. If you're pre-approved, we're gonna give you a $500 limit. You're gonna have a 44% interest rate. Uh,
Mm-mm.
it's a mess. It won't be 44. It's gonna be up there though, but it's a mess. So get with a reputable company. That's what I'm saying. Get with a reputable company. And if think about it, I'm gonna take me back. I'm gonna go back. Let's just say I got this little young lady in college that I like, and I asked her on a date, and she tell me no. I'm probably not gonna go ask her again. I'm gonna find me another person to ask her on a date. So what I'm saying, if you
Mhm.
do go to Discover and you apply for the secure card, it shouldn't happen. But if they tell you no, don't keep applying because you're only hurting your credit score. Research and find another secure card that you may be able to get approved for. And just look at my favorite word is options. You have to create options.
Right.
Options don't just fall out the sky. You have to create options. But that's how I would start. And if you don't know what your credit card is, your credit score is, I mean, I don't know, Marlene, if you want me to roll right into this because I don't even know
Yeah,
how long we've been over
go ahead.
here. All
Go
right.
ahead. Roll into it.
If you're just not just starting, let's say you've been in the credit and you just don't know where you are. You just lost as last year's Easter eggs. You don't know. I mean, you don't know where you are. Pull your credit report. See what is there. See what is not there. Look for what's accurate. Look for what is inaccurate. What is there that's shouldn't be there. You can get a free credit report at annual. What is it? I got some notes here.
Credit
Annualcreditreport.com.
report. Mhm.
Annualcreditreport.com. That's the first step. You may be 20 or 40 points lower than you should because something may be there that shouldn't be there. That's number one. Number two, it's 5 things that make up your credit score when you talk about FICO. You have payment history that's 35%. You have credit utilization that's 30%. Age of credit accounts, how long you've had credit, that's 15%. Credit mix, which is 10%, and hard inquiries, which is 10%. You add all that up, that's going to be 100% of your credit score. So what you need to do is get a handle on how are you going to pay your bills. Write it down. I have 28 credit cards. Can I remember? I have it memorized. It took a while. I have it memorized, but know
Mhm.
your statement closing dates, or know at least this is going to be a trip here. I don't know my due dates for none of my credit cards. I don't know the due dates for none of them, but I know the
What?
statement closing date for all of them. Why? Yeah, I don't know the due date. I don't care about the due date. Are you ready for this, Marlene?
Yeah, I'm ready.
I could. This is gonna sound crazy so bad. I don't want people to leave and say, "Oh my God, Marlene, you got a fool on the thing," but it's gonna make a lot of sense. I don't know the due dates of none of my credit cards. Why? I don't care about the due date. I care about the statement closing date.
Okay.
Most, I'm not saying all, most credit card issuers will report. I'm not talking about car loans. I'm not talking about mortgages. We're talking about credit cards right now. Most credit card issuers are going to report on the statement closing date. You will have some that will report at the end of the month. Very few report on the due date. So your boy Rod is going to pay his credit card off, if possible, before the statement closing date. If I do that and my balance is zero, there's a 21 to 25-day gap between closing date and due date. So if I pay it off before the closing date, guess what? If I pay it off before the closing date, when they report, my balance is what?
Zero.
Zero.
Mhm. So that
If I
means
don't have a
that
balance,
means your utilization is going to be zero.
low.
Yeah.
It's going
No.
to be low. It's going to be low. And we're going to talk about utilization in a minute, but that's the key, man. I don't know my due dates. Now I don't want all y'all. This is college level stuff. When I'm talking about college of life,
Mhm.
this is college level stuff. Pay before the closing date if you ain't got to worry about the due date. But if you can't, here's what's tricky. I don't want nobody to get this mixed up. If you pay $50 before the statement closing date because you're trying to get your balance down, and what Marlene just said, lower your utilization, you still gonna have something to do on the payment due date. Now, if once that statement closed, even though you pay 50, say the statement closing, I mean, the minimum due is $25. Don't just pay $25. And whatever you do, don't wait till the pay it right after. If I have a balance and I forget my statement closing date, 1 or 2 days after that, I have a 21 day grace period to pay whatever I can over the minimum due. So let's say it's $25, I pay 50. I'm gonna pay 50. Credit card issuers, they look at this and they see, hey, this person is, and it's going to tie into something I'm going to talk about in a minute. This person is really on the ball. On an average month on my American Express bill, my American Express cards, average month, all cards combined, I probably make 15 to 30 payments a month because as soon as it
Mhm.
posts, I pay it. So American Express, like this dude is on the ball. So we've got those two out the way. Get a handle on your bill payments. How are you going to pay your bills? What Marlene was just talking about, credit utilization. Yes, paying your bills on time is important, but I'm gonna tell you something about, and I like Marlene said, I don't like to get in the race card. So I won't say it's the right. I'm gonna tell you about the people I grew up with. I can't talk about everybody.
Mhm.
The people I grew up with thought, and this is just Rod and the people he grew up with, they thought if I pay my bills on time, my credit should go up. And then,
Mhm.
they pull their credit this month and then they do the same thing for 6 months. Then they pull their credit 6 months later. The credit score hasn't moved. Like, man, this is some crap. Come on, yo, I've been paying my bill on time every month. What's going on? Well, that's when we go get into credit utilization.
Mhm.
Marlene should have told y'all to bring a notebook, a pencil. I don't use a pen. I
Yeah.
keep a mechanical pencil right here. This is where you might want to get your pencil, your pen, your paper, your crayons, your chalk. I don't care what you got. A rock,
Mhm.
if you're outside on the country,
Screenshot.
if you're in the Bahamas, go back and watch this again because I'm about to hit you with the real deal. Credit utilization is the amount that you owe, even on a house, a car, where we're talking about. This is how you get your score quicker. If you have credit cards, the amount you owe divided by your credit limit. I like to use simple numbers. I don't like to get into big stuff. So Little Rod, and I like to use myself as an example. Little Rod got this credit card. He has $1,000 limit. Little Rod is so happy, right? Now Little Rod is about 19. Let's just say Little Rod 25, because Little Rod Little Rod messed up till he was about 30. I'm gonna be real with y'all. So Little Rod is so happy. He got this $1,000 credit card, and he go to where not necessarily where 30-year-olds go, but those 20-year-olds. Where do they go? They go to the mall.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, that $1,000 is burning a hole in their pocket. In Little Rod's pocket, not their pocket, Little Rod's pocket. So I go get me some Jordans. I got some Jordans. I gotta have either some fresh G's or some fresh a Jordan sweatsuit or something.
Mm-hmm.
So I go get that. Next thing I know, I done maxed out my credit card. Not maxed out, but in one day I ran it up to $800 because I had the fever for the flavor of a Pringle, baby. I was up in the mall losing my mind. So your balance is 800. Your credit limit is 1,000. Hey, if you like Little Rod, you're like, oh man, I still got $200. I'm rolling. I didn't max it out. Credit utilization, ladies and gentlemen, is the amount you owe divided by the credit limit. You owe 800. Your balance is 800. Your credit limit is 1,000. You're at 80% utilization.
Mm-hmm.
Not good at all. Experts say, and Rod's not an expert. Now we're back to Big Rod. We're gonna go back to Little Rod, but we're back to Big Rod. Experts say you should be 30% or less.
Nice.
So if you should be 30% or less, your balance when your statement closes should be no more than $300 on a $1,000 credit card. 300 divided by 1,000 is 30%. It should be no more than that. Now, that's what the experts say. Rod is not an expert, but Rod say, I don't care about no 30%. I want mine to be at 10%. Why do I want it to be at 10%? Give yourself some room in case life happens and you have to make a major purchase. And I'm gonna tell y'all, Jordans or Rolexes or Louis Vuittons or Kate Spade or whatever that girl name got the purses, that is not an emergency. Your homeboy go get some shoes and you still rocking the ones from last year, that is not an emergency. I'm talking about your refrigerator go out, your microwave stop working. You need a battery for your car. That's an emergency. So if my credit utilization is at 10%, meaning I have $1,000 credit card and I have $100 left, I still have $200 in case of an emergency. It don't sound like a lot. And what if I have to go up to 800 for that 1 month that I know I need to get back below 300? So credit utilization, ladies and gentlemen, let me say this, is the most important part of your credit score. It's only 30%. It's just, you need to pay your bills on time, but it is the most important part because people, man, I'm about to get a little complicated. This is the only complicated part of this whole live stream that we're doing. Here's where people make a mistake. Man, I hope y'all tuned in. I don't even know how many people in here.
9 people, Rod.
Okay, 9. Man, where my people at? I need to go back and get on the PBT hotline and call somebody. But anyway, your credit balance, and when you get ready to your due date, say your due date. This is how people have been trained and they've been doing it. You owe $800. Little Rod went and blew up $800, but Little Rod knows he's getting a check. So Little Rod get his little whatever $2,000 check, and he paid the entire $800 off 5 days before the due date. But guess what? The credit issuer reported that you had an $800 balance on the statement closing date. You paid in full 5 days before the minimum due date, or the minimum due. Once you do that, you're at a zero balance. Then next week you go to the Cowboys game and you just treat you and your homeboy and everybody else, and you just buy everybody rounds and everything because you got this new credit card. And then it rolled back around. And now you don't have 800. You only have 600 this time. Statement closing date happens. You still owe 600. Do y'all see the cycle here? What we do, a lot of people do, is they're paying it in full and they think they're making strides and they get frustrated because their score's not going up. Why? Because if you're waiting 5 days prior to the minimum due date, your utilization is at 60%. Everybody, 60%, 80%. But if you take the advice of Rod and pay it before the statement closing date and get it at least below 30. Let's start below 30. If you can get it below 10, you're rolling with Rush, baby. I mean, that's some of that old school DMC stuff. If you get it below 30, you're cool. You cool. you cool. But if you get it below 10, you ice cold. You're the deep freezer. You get it over 30,
Yes.
you're the refrigerator. You cool. But you get it below 10, you're the deep freezer. You're over there freezing. And you're gonna see the score go up. You're gonna be like, man, I know that dude was saying this. I ain't believing, but this is true. And all I ask you to do is send me an email at pointsblanktravel@gmail.com and say, Rod, you were right. That's all. I don't need no cash apps, no super chats. Now you super
Mhm.
chat Marlene. Just tell me, Rod, you was right. And I'm just gonna smile. I'm gonna be like Betty Wright, you just smile and it felt good. anyway. So Marlene too to just jump in here at any time because I know it's hard for me to sit back and be quiet, man. If you was doing all this talking, I was sitting back, I'd be went outside, came back,
No,
be
you're
like,
good because I just want to say sometimes you kind of get discouraged. I know that I was when my utilization was really high. You kind of get discouraged and you feel like you can't get out of that routine of getting your utilization back low, but you can do it. Just chip at it. What I like to do is stop living the fast food, the drive-through life. So instead of putting that 20, $30 into getting yourself drive through, put it onto your debt.
that's
Yeah,
a smart
chip
move.
at
And
it.
a lot of people don't think about that. When people feel hopeless, like you said, they'll go get the fan food. Why am I worried about paying this credit card off? My score's not going up. Well, I just gave you the first step. I just get that utilization. And again, let me say it again for anybody that maybe didn't get it. And thanks, Pandy's, what was that? Pandy's hair
Candy's
candy
hair
and more.
candy more.
Thank you so much. I'm gonna say it again. It gets a little more. Now we got calculators. We got these little things here called a smartphone. They don't call it a smartphone for nothing. If let's just say me, I know math. I can flip numbers like this. But just say I hated science. But let's say you love science, but you hated math. Pull it up. If you have a higher credit limit, but know your utilization, know where you are. It's your debt divided by your credit limit. That's all. How much you owe on the card divided by how much your credit limit is. Keep that below 30%. I guarantee you. If you're at 80 right now, you get it down to 30, your score is going to go up.
Yeah.
And I'm going to check my email and I'm going to be like, who? And I'm just using an example here. Who is Pendy's hair? What was it? I got to find it here. Who is that? Said, Rod, you were right. And I'm like, yay, I was right. But who is this? No, but that's kind of how, yes, this is what you want to do. The next thing, man, this is important at this time of year. And Marlene and I may be a week or two late with this information because the holidays is the worst time of year. One of the
Mhm.
things you want to do is limit your requests for new credit and hard inquiries. Now, let's just say I'm gonna use a little Rod again because little Rod's still up in that mall. He got this $1,000 credit card. He think he the stuff now. So
Mhm.
I go to Dillard's and I get me a nice shirt, pair of slacks, and I get to the cashier. Well, hey, they don't call me Little Rod. They better not, because I better choke somebody. They say, hey, Rod, your total is going to be $112.93. Would you like to apply for a dealer's card today and get 10% off? And Little Rod, like, yeah, I just got this. Yeah, sure, I would. They ask you your little stuff real quick, and they tell you this little story. Now, if you get approved, they gonna tell you right there, because man, this is why I understand people. I've seen this happen, Marty. I've seen it happen. If you're approved, what's gonna happen? They're gonna give you 10% off
Right.
right there on the spot. But if you're not, they gonna tell you this little tricked out
Yeah.
story like, hey, you should be getting a letter in the mail 7 to 10 days. Just look for that letter. And most people don't even like, okay, maybe I'll get the 10% off in the letter. No, dude, or do
No.
that. What's gonna happen is you gonna get a letter telling you all the reasons you didn't get the card.
Mhm.
So Little Rod is naive. Little Rod don't know that that letter is gonna tell him heck to the no. He think that he gonna get the 10% letter. So I leave dealers. I go to Foot Action. I'm just making up story. I ain't been in the mall. I don't know how long. I got the white Jordans, but now I need some black Jordans because I can't wear the same ones every day. So I go in there and I buy me some Jordans. I'm over here losing my mind all over again with just $1,000. Hey, Little Rod, would you like to apply for a Foot Action card? You're gonna get 10% off. Yeah, man, I just tried that at dealers. I'm waiting on that letter in the mail, man. I think I got that one. Yeah, man, hook me up. What do I fill out? Next thing you know, hey, Rod, hey, you're gonna get a letter in the mail 7 to 10 days. Be on the lookout for it. Oh man, I wrote it. Y'all, do y'all see the pattern here? Look, before you know it, during the holidays, especially during the holidays, you've lost 20, 30, 40 points because you
Mhm.
done went from store to store to store applying for credit that you ain't about to get. So
Mhm.
the next one is limit your request for new credit and hard inquiries. It's only 10% of your credit, but it will rock your world if you go to a mall in one day and then you're feeling good. You walking in the house with all these big old bags and boxes. And then when it's 7 to 10 days, when you get all those letters in the mail, and I don't use the word turn down
Mhm.
unless I'm talking about my credit. And you sorry, we couldn't approve you at this time. Sorry, we couldn't approve. And you're gonna be like, oh man, come on, yo. So now I don't like the next one. Here's another one. If you have a credit card, I'm going to tie this into two things. Don't get emotional. If you have a credit card that's old, let's say my oldest is Capital One, and Capital One didn't give you that credit limit increase that you wanted. So you mad because they didn't give you that credit limit. And I can hear you because you're gonna probably sound like me. I can't wait to pay this card off. I'm gonna close this card, and Capital One can kiss my $8 sign dollar sign. I can't wait to close it.
Mhm.
You getting emotional. You ain't really hurting Capital One now. So you've had this card. Lord knows you only been paying the minimum. So you probably been paying on it about 5, 7 years. And you only had a $3,000 balance. But if you pay $25 on 26% interest, I guarantee it's gonna take you about 5 years to pay it off. And you on your last month, man. You sitting over there, you having a party, people playing spades, and they over there talking about having a good time. And little Rod over, well, Big Rod now because he had the spades party. Man, Rod, what you think about the Cowboys game? Man, the Cowboys, they killed it. But you know what I really think about, John? I can't wait to close this Capital One credit card. Boy, I'm paying my last payment next month. I'd have had this card 7 years, and you pay it, and what do? You call
Close it.
Capital One and you close it. People, yeah, you hurt Capital One a little bit, but you just killed your average age of accounts because you just closed your oldest credit card that you've had for 7 years, and it has a $29, $39 entry fee. Don't use it no more. Use it. Use your credit cards at least, I said 4 times a year. I go buy a bag of Doritos on my Capital One Platinum because I don't use it. I don't get none out of them. So I go buy a bag of Doritos, $1.99, $2.99, whatever they cost nowadays, and then I pay it off. So I've used it. But that man, keep old accounts, especially accounts with no annual fee. It doesn't cost you anything to have them. Don't go and be big mad and close it. Because you're gonna be like your boy and be
Mhm.
big sad later on when you see your credit score to dip,
Right.
or you realize that maybe that play. I tell you, I ran into a credit union. I ain't gonna say the name, and I had a loan, and I went through some financial tribulations in 2010. Just so y'all know, in 2010 I was dead broke. I couldn't even pay a bus fare. I was dead broke. I had to make choices, and this is real stuff. I had to make choices of either getting something to eat or getting gas to go to work. And I had 3 to 4 days, well, about 2 days to pay it. And I obviously I would get something to eat eventually, but um, so with that being said, man, I almost lost my train of thought. You with this situation, I was going through big issues, and I called this place that I had a motorcycle with, and I'm like, hey, I can't afford this motorcycle. We got to work something out. And the lady on the phone told me, sir, there's nothing to work out. I said, really? Let me say this again because I don't think you heard me. I've been with y'all about 20 years, and I can't really pay this right now. We need to work. Sir, maybe you didn't hear me. There's nothing wrong. So I guess good luck. Good luck finding it because I ain't paying you. Bye. I got so mad. As a matter of fact, before we got on the phone, close every account I got down. And she did.
Ooh.
She did. And now I got a letter recently with them telling me to come back and get with them. I don't trust it though. And I to this day regret I closed those accounts down because it's actually a pretty good credit. But I got emotional. I got emotional. So anyway, we ain't
Yeah.
gonna dwell on that. So keep your old accounts open. And I'm trying to go through this because Marlene, I
Yeah.
I run a live
I'm
stream all
sorry.
day.
I'm sorry that happened to you, but it shows you real life. Real life happens to people, things happen, people go through bankruptcy, divorce, all kinds of things that can take a hit to your credit. But you can rebound from it. You just got to make some good decisions. Don't just think out of emotion. That's real important. If you're upset about something, take some time and think about it before you do it, because you're going to be hurting yourself in the end. And we got a comment here in the chat from Bryant Legacy Building saying he's new to the credit game. How do you feel about credit repair services?
Oh, points blank about to come in full effect right now because I'm gonna tell you my honest opinion. Okay, man, let me see. I gotta say this some kind of somewhat nice. Uh, Personally, there are two types of people that use credit repair services: people that are lazy and people that just don't know. And pray, I pray that I'm reaching both the people that just don't know, and I pray that I'm reaching the people that may be a little bit lazy. Because a lot of what credit repair services do, you can do yourself.
Yourself.
You can do yourself. All they do is write a bunch of letters and ask for removals and send stuff in. Excuse me. You can do that yourself. You don't necessarily need a credit repair agency. So if I'm so far over my head and I can't do it myself, I'm gonna either try to find someone that I feel like is legit and probably pay far less money that can help me fix my credit that I know and trust, or I am gonna actually last resort use a credit repair service. Last resort, unless it's called the Points Blank Credit Repair Service, and then it's gonna be me, and I'm not gonna charge all that money. I don't have a credit repair service. I'm joking right now. So I see we
Um,
have a question. Angie Poo 215, how you doing? How you doing? Glad to have you in the live stream. Do you pay off all 28 credit cards in full every month? I would say out of 28, I probably have three with a balance right now, maybe four. I use 24 out of the 28 credit cards each month, 24, 25, something like that. And yes, I pay them off each month, minus about three or four because they have a little higher balance 'cause something came up. But it's not that hard to do when you pay as your purchases post. I This is gonna trip y'all out, but this is a real true story. Before this live stream tonight, and I got off work at 4:30 and I had to be live at 6. So I'm racing against the hands of time. I went into Kroger and I got three items. And me being the man I am, I wanted to use three credit cards. One item was $11.90. One item was like $12.35. And the last item was a bag of ice for $2.15. I used my credit card for $2.15. When it posts probably today, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, I'm gonna pay that $2.15. And it's so crazy that they know me now. They know me at the store. They're like, so how many transactions we doing today, Ron? I don't know, about 16. And the dude like, what? I'm just kidding, man, about three. You know? So to answer that
yes,
question, yeah, I pay
yep.
about 25
Uh,
a month.
you got to I think that's
Excuse me.
important. And I like what Bryant Legacy Building says, that you have to treat your credit card like a debit card.
That is so true. I don't use it. The only time I use a debit card, I'm about to use one that I just recently ordered. But the only time I use one is when I go to the ATM machine. Um, and I have probably about uh, 8 to 10 different bank accounts. Um, and rarely will I use, I mean, I have Chase, I have Bank of America. My favorite one, and this, I got emotional, but I got reverse emotional. My primary bank is a second chance bank. It's a bank that work with people who have challenged credit. And they were the only bank that would give me a chance in 2010 when I was going through all of the issues that I was going through.
Mhm.
And to this day, the majority of my money go through that bank. It don't go through Chase. I have enough money in Chase. I have enough money in Bank of America, but I typically only use my, if I go to a Chase Bank, I use my Chase card, I use my Bank of America card, but I have a Charles Schwab card that reimburse all the ATM charges I get, and if I keep quite a bit of money there in case I have to use. But I don't use a debit card at a. I cringe when I see people using a debit card. I used to be kind of creepy, Marlene. People, I'd be in the self checkout and I'd be like, "What kind of card?" I'm like, "Oh man,
You'd
you
be
missing out
looking,
on
you'd be
points
like,
and time.
don't do it.
Huh?
That's what
Don't
I
do
do
it, man.
now
You
too.
use
I'm
my
like,
card."
don't do it.
Yeah, it hurt. So Edgy
Yeah,
Boo said, "Do I think men have more cards than women?" Oh, oh man, that's a tough
I
question.
think so. I think so.
I say that's a tough question, man. I'd say people, I don't know, man. People that know the game like me, that I would say yes, the man would. But people, historically, women typically have more credit cards than men because men don't want a lot of stuff. They want a simple wallet, give them two credit cards and they're cool. But if you give a guy, I mean a woman gonna have a wallet that used to fold out like 78 different slots, man. They had the coupon card, the this card to that card, the rewards card at the grocery store.
Mhm.
I would say, really, to be honest, if I had to bet on it, man, that's a tough bet. I would still say women have more than men. I'm sorry. I would still say women
Really?
have more than men.
Hmm.
I think so. I think so.
Okay. Um,
What?
and Tasha
Amen.
did left a comment a little bit earlier. I want to show you. She says that she agrees with you, Rod. It's not needed to do credit repair. If you create a plan for yourself, you can do it.
First and foremost, I want to thank my homegirl Tasha, Major Change Group, for
Yes.
being in the house. And man, and to have Tasha agree with me, that's big. That's big things right there. But yeah, if you have a
Mhm.
plan to do it yourself, and man, make sure. And I know this is Marlene's channel, but one thing I like about this, and I'm seeing content creators in the live stream. Please, man, listen to Marlene, listen to Rod, listen to Tasha. You're gonna get three different perspectives. We're probably gonna
Yeah.
all have the same common goal, but you're gonna get three probably different ways to do it. And you're gonna be like, okay, well, I like how Rod does this, but I like how Marlene does this,
Mhm.
and I like how Tasha does this. I'm gonna combine all three of them, and I'm gonna be better than all three of them put together. It just, please use
Well, yeah,
everyone's
that's
perspective.
true, Rod. And that's one of the things I wanted to say is I really like to see, especially people who look like us, supporting each other, showing nothing but love and support to one another, whatever it is that somebody does, we can all get get that money back. Everybody, you don't have to compete. You don't have to put anybody down. Support builds and builds a positive community, because I think that's really important.
It is, and
Yeah.
I think one thing I see on YouTube, and yes, it's some hating, there's hating going on everywhere, but I see a lot of people that look like us that support support each other, and they may hate behind the scenes, and I really don't trip if people hate on me. I know if I do the right thing and I help as many people as I can, and people hating on me, and as we grow on YouTube, you're gonna get the haters. But you know what? I like this
Yeah.
song used to say, I shake them off. I don't have time, man. You know, either you gonna like me or you're not. And
Exactly.
I used to have a motto. I'm starting to change, but if you don't sign my checks or pay my bills, I really don't care. I have to care now because I have a YouTube channel and I'm in more of a public eye. But
Hmm.
if I know I'm trying to help people, you still got over there complaining. I see it in my live streams where people complaining, woe, it's me. Well, man, I mean, and you've been to my live stream like 38 times, but you still, oh man, I can't get it. Well, you ain't trying to get it. I'm sorry. You've been here
Yeah.
38 times, you ain't learned nothing. I mean, come on, yo.
Or they
Uh,
always ask you the same question every single stream. I've had a few of those. The
a
same
few,
question.
I got like,
Like, you asked me this 20 times. Like, it's no shade to y'all, but I'm just saying. I
well,
done
see,
told you already 20
I
times.
ain't got time. I ain't got time, Marlene, for all that no caps and no shades and all that old hip hop talk they got now. I'm just gonna tell you, look, man, did you ask me this the last time and the time before that? And I get frustrated. You can see it. I be able to try my best to suppress the frustration. I be like,
Mhm.
ooh, but and then one of the ones I can't stand, and I hear it all the time. What credit score do I need to get this car? Dude, it's not your credit score. It's what's in the profile. It's always I don't usually have females. It's always a guy. It's what's in your profile. You can. I know people with a 580 credit score that pay their mortgages on time, their credit cards on time, their cars on time, and they go to a hospital because life happens. And the X-ray costs $3,000. The pill that they gave them costs $200. The little IV bag that they got nothing but some. They ain't even got no medicine and it costs $300. It's got the saline or whatever they call that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And next thing you know, they got a medical bill they can't afford. So they just say, I can't pay that. I'm not paying it. And then their credit score go from a 680 to a 580. So you're right. They actually say, but I figured it out, Marlene. I'm gonna tell you a secret. You got 5 channels. You probably already know this. It's those people that ain't really got nothing to say. So they gonna ask you the question they asked you the last time because they just want to be involved. So I kind of let them slide. They just want to play. That's all.
No, well, I always say thank you for the watch time. That's all.
Yeah,
I
I even
say.
tell
Thank you for the watch
the
time.
people that give me a thumbs down. Thanks for the watch time. Thanks for watching that. What do you call it? Thanks for watching that ad that you had to watch before you got up in this joint.
Yeah, I agree. And we also had added again media. Hi, welcome. She said that she has to. I also disagree with paying a credit repair, and I think it's something that kind of hits us in. The people who look like us, brown people. We always think that why always try to make somebody else do something for you. You try to take the easy and comfortable road. Try to learn what to do so that you don't keep making the same mistake, because if somebody always fixes things for you, what have you learned? You may make the same mistake over and over again, but if you look at it and be like, oh, because I did this, that's why that happened. Knowledge and then the action. Yeah.
Another advice, it's not even in my notes here. I would tell people celebrate your wins. Notice I didn't use a word, and I kind of got this from a couple other content creators. Not celebrate your small wins. Celebrate your wins, because every win is a win. And there's no if a football team win the Super Bowl by 1, they didn't say it was a small victory. No, they won the Super Bowl, baby. They won the big game. Celebrate each win as a win. So if you check your credit, well, if you got some of those little credit places and they send it to you every month, like Experian, and that's one of the major 3 bureaus, send me a report every month. My credit score when I was on my journey would go up 3 points. And I'm going to tell you, I was the happiest dude on the planet. And I didn't celebrate by going to the club popping bottles. I mean, I didn't do all that, but I gave myself a pat on the back because you're your biggest fan. You are your biggest fan. Another thing that I would say is, I lost my thing. Yeah, when you have a credit card, don't be afraid, because this is going to tie back to your credit utilization. Don't be afraid to ask for a higher credit limit. Don't do it every week. Don't do it every month.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really ask anymore, but I don't have to ask because a lot of my credit limits are 5 figures. And I'm not saying that to brag. I'm just saying, I'm letting you know where I started
That's
and
what
where
it
I am
is.
today. But
Mm-hmm.
right. Ask for a higher credit limit because now, okay, hold up, people.
Oh, and one thing I'm going to
Don't
say, Rob,
ask for
before you get started, I want to say you have to also know yourself. I think a lot of times we look at somebody else and we want and envy what somebody else has, but you got to be in your own lane with what you can handle and where you are at the moment. And we get caught up sometimes in trying to be like somebody else or wanting what somebody else has. But you are where you are because maybe it's something you need to learn. You need to learn how to handle your money properly. You need to learn how to pay things on time and take time and learn that lesson so that you don't have to mess up later. Learn your lesson. Appreciate the
it's so
journey.
true. It's so true. And what one of my favorite quotes is from Nene, or I don't even think she's on there anymore, but from the Housewives of Atlanta. I don't keep up with the Joneses. I am the Joneses, baby.
Mhm.
I want to live my life, and I'm not saying I do, but if it's going to be me keeping up with them or them keeping up with me, I want people trying to keep up with me. I don't have time to be trying to keep up with nobody else because
Mhm.
what may be their biggest turn on could cost me money, and I don't even like it.
Mhm.
The Joneses got a new car, and I got to go get a new car, but I know I can't afford no $700 payment. That's idiotic.
Mhm.
What
Respectfully.
I was going to say with ask for credit limit increases. Don't ask. and I'm gonna read that comment you got on the screen because that's kind of an inside joke there. That's funny. Matter of fact, before I get into that, before what I was about to say, I'm gonna read this here. Say, hey Rob, what credit score do I need to get the ABC liquor store credit one Visa card? And that's D Brian being funny because I get asked this question a lot on my live streams, and it's like, yo, man, I don't know, whatever score you think you need. And I get all frustrated, and it's usually somebody that I know is an accent. I know I can kind of get a little harsh with, but when I say ask for credit limit increases, don't ask for credit limit increases just so you can go buy more. Y'all lucky we on Marlene's channel because I was gonna say a different word. Don't get a credit limit
I know
increase
what you was
to
gonna say.
buy more stuff.
Yeah.
This is where this comes into play. Ask for a credit limit increase. Why? Let's just say, okay, we gonna be a little smarter. You had a $300 credit limit. Now, we're gonna try to make sure I can use simple math. We're gonna say you had a $200 credit limit. A $1,000 credit limit. You have a $200 balance, and you call Capital One. I'm just gonna use Capital One. That's kind of who a lot of people start with. And you're at 20% utilization right now. And Capital One say, okay, you know what? Hey, Rod, you've been paying on time, man. We like how you like your style. We like how you're doing stuff. Yo, we're gonna go ahead and increase you to $2,000. We're gonna think about frosted mini wheats. I don't know if y'all familiar with the cereal. You got the frosted side and you got the side with no frosty on it.
Yep.
The side with no frosty on it is gonna say, won't you go out there and buy you some more stuff? Because now you have $2,000 instead of one. That's the side, that's the plain side. That ain't the raw side, that's the plain side. Now the frosted side, that's the boss using this right here, is gonna say, cool. They gave me a $200 credit, a $2,000 credit limit. I owe $200. I was owing 20% utilization. Now my utilization, 200 divided by 2,000 is now 10%. And I'm golden like the Easter egg that nobody found, baby. I am golden. And a lot of people are like, oh, that's the frosted side. Then, you might splurge a little later and go treat yourself nice, once a quarter or something like that. And you can say, okay, I'm still better off because. So when you ask for a credit limit increase, what are you doing? You're increasing your credit limit, you're lowering your utilization, and you're also increasing your credit score. The tricks to get a higher score, they're not mind-boggling. It just takes time, and it's a marathon. It's not a sprint.
And Bryant Legacy Building says if you do ask for a credit limit increase, make sure it's with cards that don't do a hard pull of your credit.
So true, so true. And a lot of this is available on not necessarily YouTube. You can find it on YouTube. It's a little harder, but you can Google it. I can tell you right now, how long have we been going? An hour and 12 minutes. I can tell you right now, one of the things when you apply for a credit card, and this is kind of tied in to what Brian Legacy Building is saying, who is the first card you're probably going to get? More than likely, Capital One. A lot of people don't know this, and this is a bolder alert. A lot of people don't know this. Capital One is not, Chase. I'm hearing Chase starting to pull 2. American Express will pull 1, depending on your state. Texas, they pull Experian. Capital One is going to pull all 3 bureaus, ladies and gentlemen. They're going to pull Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. People get stuck with Capital One, so they get the Capital One Platinum card, then they go get the Capital One Quicksilver card. What D. Brian is saying, they're going to do another hard pull, and they're going to pull all 3 of your bureaus again. American Express will pull a hard pull on your first card, and after that, it's all soft pull. And the difference between a soft pull and a hard pull will affect your credit, soft pull will not. Now, we had a question yesterday at work. They was like, what is a hard pull or a soft pull? If you give consent to pull your credit and you sign something, whether it's digitally or for real in person, you're giving consent. It's going to be a hard pull. It's going to affect your credit. When you get these pre-approved offers or some apartment buildings, utilities, if you get a pre-approval in the mail, say you've been pre-approved, and they pull your credit on their own, you didn't give consent. That's a soft pull. It's not going to affect your credit score. Even though you apply for an American Express card, you're giving consent. They're still going to do a soft pull because that's how they do business. So, great point that D. Brian said. I saw another comment. I'm looking at it at the top right now. Angie Poo's asking me, can I borrow a car, Rod? Yeah, you can borrow one. You just have to pay the bill. No, I'm kidding with you. I'm kidding with you. You can borrow one.
Yeah.
Angie Poo, you so cool. You can borrow one.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you, Rod. So what do you think about these all these companies now? Like when you apply for the credit card, and what I see, like sometimes what people do, especially like say you when you get into a house or something, like you'll just be getting what you call it, the pulls back to back. Like you'll go and do something for the house, then you go and get a car, you get a sofa, you get this. Like what should be the time period in between where you like when you're trying to do stuff, how long should you wait in between the pulls?
I I personally like to do. I have done multiple pulls in a month or a 2 month period, but I like to go somewhere between usually three months, typically 3 months between credit card pulls. Now, if I buy a house, there's a high probability I don't want a car just because I got a new house. I don't want a new car in front of that house. I mean, I don't have to have that. But I would say Rod's rule is 3 months in between, six if I can help it. But if there's maneuvers, if there's moves I'm trying to make, then I will do 3 months in between, sometimes six. But I would say no more. But I talked to someone yesterday and they said, Rod, you're right. Because I've warned people, once you get a good credit score, it's addictive. As you get to learn the credit card game and the points and miles, how you can travel for free, it can become addictive. And before you know it, every month you're applying for something new because you got YouTubers, you got advertisements, you got stuff. Every website you go to, American Express card will pop up, the Chase card will pop up, the Capital One cards pop up. And before you know it, you find yourself applying and applying and applying. And you might get approved for all of them, but it's going to come a day where you're going to run into that brick wall just like that and you're going to stop. But I would say 3 months, man. I would try it if you can help it. When you apply for a card or you go get a new car, think about it. Do you have a good reason to get that? Do you have a good reason to go out there and get whatever you? I mean, that credit card. Are you going to use it? Or you do? I have a couple of credit cards right now. I just got them because I liked how they look. I mean, that is so stupid, you know. And I'm calling myself stupid. I was like, but I was naive back then, and I've had cars because I like how they look. You know, I've had the drop top Lexus, the SC430 back in the day that was what, $68,000. Whoo, man, I'd never pay a car note like that again in my life unless never. There is no unless. So, but I would say every 3 months to answer your question.
Every 3 months. Okay. Yeah, because I think that's something that you don't even really think about because you're doing this and then they pull this and your mortgage, this, that. And then next thing you see 4 or 5 pulls on your credit report.
If I was getting a house and just had a mortgage, um, I would probably try to get the majority of my furniture at one place. So it's only going to be one additional pull. I wouldn't be at this store because I like this living room set, or that store because I like that bedroom set, or this store. Next day, you know, boy, you're gonna be in the world. I mean, you probably have to go to multiple
That's
places,
that's
but
that's funny because that's thinking for men. Women don't think that way. Like I like the sofa over here and I like the bed here.
you're right, boy. You should see me if I'm house because I'd be like, man, are you kidding me? We can't do all this in one place. I got to go all over Dallas to look
There'll be
for.
like certain
Okay,
lamps at one place. You like this, a bed here. Hmm. Hmm.
and they have a lamp right there by the bed in the first store we was at. Probably looked like the one we just went to all the way across town. And then, you know, your boy be tired. Oh, right, we need to go get a toaster. You know, we need some appliances. Oh, we got to go to Walmart. Oh, I tell you what, drop me off at the crib. You can go and do all the shopping you want. But
I
uh,
understand. Hmm.
I'm just talking. It wouldn't go like that. I'd be right there at Walmart, like a little sad
Yeah.
puppy, just walking
That's what
around,
my
pushing
dad
the
used to
stuff.
do. I don't know if you know, but I got 9 siblings. I'm the 10th one.
I
So
heard you say that
yeah.
last live stream. I was like, so you're the baby of 10.
Mhm. So my dad, that used to be my dad. Following my mom around all day at the store, Walmart, here, there. My poor daddy, he would come home and just fall on the couch.
So 9 siblings. Yeah, I bet he did fall on the couch. He probably, I bet he did.
After he done worked all day too, mom's like, "I'm ready. Let's go."
Man, when it comes to that, women are ruthless. They don't care if you worked all day or not, man. It's hey, we go shopping. Well, I'm kind of tired. Well, I know, but
Mhm.
you in this too. You gonna be using the toaster too. So come on, Rod. Come
Yep,
on, let's
that's
go.
right. Not
But
me. I
wow,
believe
the
on
baby
online
appeal.
shopping. I'm telling y'all, women, online shop.
See, I
It can
don't do
come to
good with
you.
online shopping because when I get it, it don't work like I expected it, or like clothes. There's only excuse me, one shoe. I wear Allen Edmonds dress shoes, and the first time I did was kind of scary because they're about $400 a pop, a pair. So I went to the store and I tried on every style they had. I wasn't only gonna buy but one pair, but I tried on every style that I thought I liked. So I knew after that I wasn't driving all the way back to the store that I would shop online to get. That's the only thing I probably get online that's as far as clothing that I feel comfortable with.
Right.
Everything else, I have to be in the store. I have to. I can't. Then I'd be worried about somebody stealing my stuff before I get home. And I don't live in the hood or nothing. I'd be like, I got a notification from Amazon the other day that, oh, your package has been delivered. Man, I checked my security camera probably about 15 times in 2 hours. I'm like, boy, and what I
Rod, you
bought
got
only cost $20.
Rod, you got to get a PO box. It's worth every dime.
You're the second person that's told me,
You got to get a
Brian
PO
Legacy
box
building.
because I never used to want to, but my friend put me onto it, and it's a game changer. You ain't got to do
Well,
nothing.
how
Just
much
go
is
pick
it a
it
month?
up. It
How
depends
much
on
is it a month?
how big you want your PO box to be.
Marlene, I would normally only say this in a Point Blank Travel members only live stream, and I'm gonna share a secret with everybody.
Hmm.
Dating back to when I was about six, yeah, about five, yeah, about six. I don't like going into the post office when it's closed. If it's the scariest place in the world, it's so quiet, and
Oh
they
my
like they turn
goodness.
half the lights down, and man, my mama used to say, "Okay, go in there." And you didn't have back then. You didn't have pill box, but if you had a package, they put it in a bigger box, and they put it. Man, I used to run in there like what's that dude? Carl, not Carl Owens. What's his name?
The road
Carl
runner.
Lewis. Why I used to run in there real quick, get the stuff out, run out, and I get to the car. She's like, "Oh, what's wrong?" I said, "Oh man, I just had to get back. I was in a hurry." I can't. So if I do get I saw a little mail place up the street from my crib. I might go there and get a PO box, but
Yeah, and that way you can get fan mail from your YouTube family without them
they
knowing
don't
your
send me no
personal
fan mail.
address. Hmm.
Yeah, the little fan mail, well, fan mail, because I'm like me tonight. I don't have fans. I thought I did, but I don't. Everybody's becoming family. I
Yeah.
just give them my address if they want. Well, not everybody. Now. I
That's
got to
what
kind
I'm
of know
saying.
you, but
I feel the same way, but it's like, you got to have some things private. I hate to say it, but some people it's a little,
well, see, I don't have that
touchy.
problem. I'm not as beautiful as you, but I some days wonder am I gonna drive to the crib and they gonna be having a barbecue and all, and I come up in my
And they
backyard
waiting.
barbecue. Yeah, like Rod, we found you, we googled you. Oh my goodness, I'm
Yeah.
not really Rod. I'm his brother Thurston. Now let me quit tripping.
Yeah, you have to be careful in these YouTube streets. You don't really know. I'm just putting that out there.
Yeah, it's so
Yeah.
funny that my brothers, my YouTube brothers, they're actually more than my YouTube brothers. My brothers Shelton from Your Favorite Couple and D. Brian from Brian Legacy Building have been kind of preaching this the last couple of days because I'm very cautious, but I think I'm becoming more willy nilly, kind of sort of, not really, but
Hmm.
I was making sure there was two more things I wanted to cover, but we'll get into that in a minute. Um,
Okay.
you had a comment up there.
Yeah. Your favorite couple said that you've been rejected for so long, and it's a beautiful thing to be accepted. Credit plan is key. Credit cards with a purpose.
So true, so true, and that's what we
Mhm.
fall into. We get turned down so much. It's hard. So yeah, Brian Legacy Building trip. It's hard to do online shopping ride when you get everything tailor made. Well, I wouldn't know how that feel because I'm not that dude, you know. D. Brian, I do. I will say I have a lot of clothes, but I don't do it tailor made, bro. I go to the same stores everybody else go to.
Hmm. Yeah.
Trying to see,
Yes.
is
So
it skipping?
what was your 2 points, Rod? You wanted to share with everybody.
Real quick here. When you get ready to pay off an old debt, and it's not gonna necessarily increase your credit score. It's gonna help keep your credit score from decreasing. When you get ready to pay off an old debt, let's just say you have a debt that's charged off by a creditor, and it's been charged off for 5 years, and then you get this unexpected letter in the mail that says, "We want to strike a deal with you. You owe 5,000, but we'll let you pay a 1,500, and we'll call it even." You can, if you make a payment, when you make a payment on that charged off account, it restarts the clock. So you've had this charge off for 5 years. You only have 2 more years, and it's just gonna fall off your credit. And you get this letter talking about striking a deal, and you get kind of nervous because they done found out where you live, blah blah blah. Or you done moved like 17 times, but they still found you. Then and that's happened to me before. I just throw it in the trash. Y'all gonna find me when I moved 18 times then. So I not recently, this was back in the day, y'all. So it reactivates the date. It reactivates the debt and the date. When you decide to start paying on it, even it's gonna reactivate everything and it's gonna drop your credit score. You have to be careful with that.
Mhm.
You have to be careful. And then the last thing, if you're wondering, some people say, which cards do I pay off first? Do I pay the one with the lower balance or do I pay the one with the higher balance? You're going to get mixed answers with this. You're going to get different answers from different
Mhm.
people. I personally say pay off. If you want to feel it's two ways. You can look at it. If you want to feel a sense of accomplishment, you can pay off the lower ones first.
Mhm.
But if I have a credit card that's already at a 10 to 30% utilization, I'm going to pay off the maxed out cards first because I want to get that utilization down. I've read different data points. Some people say it's the overall utilization. Then I've read data points where it say it's the utilization of individual cards that affect your credit. So personally, I would try to pay the ones that have the higher limits first. Yes, you're not going to get a bigger sense of fulfillment as you pay the ones lower because, and then you're going to have YouTuber Johnny that say pay the lower ones first. But my way of doing it is pay the higher ones first and just keep
Mhm.
grinding, y'all. Keep chipping and
Right.
celebrate your wins. Don't think that your credit score is going to go up 100 points. You can watch my YouTube channel, Marlene's YouTube channel, and every YouTuber out there, and your credit score is not going to blow up in 1 month. It's going to take time, but patience is the key to getting a higher credit score. I waited. This is a little bit of information that I've shared on my channel quite a bit. There are so many different resources out there now where people can raise their credit score. They have references, they have YouTube, they have Google, they have books. You don't have to go to the library and they're checked out. It's so many different references now to help you raise your credit score. When I did it the old fashioned way. Don't do this. Don't do this. I waited 7 years for everything to fall.
Mm.
And what I put myself in was a credit prison. I was in a credit prison for 7 years. I didn't apply. Well, I applied for stuff, but I got the same result. I kept getting turned down. You don't have to be in a like Rod in a credit prison for 7 years. It may take 3 years. It may take 2 years. It may take a year and a half for your credit score to go up. But don't put yourself in a 7 year credit prison because you don't want to learn or you don't want to reach out and say, man, what can I do? What can I do to help
Mhm.
myself? What can I do? So
They're being lazy. Just say it, Rod.
yeah.
Being lazy.
Yeah, don't be lazy. I'm glad you said it. I didn't. I'm just repeating what you said. But yeah, don't be lazy. Don't be
Don't be
lazy,
lazy.
man. Make stuff happen, and that's about all I got. I mean, and I really kind of wish Marlene and I would have broken this up into different segments because I don't want to hit everybody with everything at once because we can put so much information out there, and you'd be like, okay, what did he say? But I would recommend going back and watching this, pausing it, take notes, watch this,
Right.
pause it, take notes, and just take a couple steps at a time.
Right. That's a Anything that else you want to say in closing? You want to talk about anything on your channel, like when do you do your uploads? When do you go live? Shout out
Okay,
your channel.
I don't have a specific day that I upload. I upload whenever I get a video shot. I'm starting to shoot less videos on Points Blank Travel because I'm shooting videos on Points Blank Finance as well. I do a live stream every Sunday and Wednesday between 8 and 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. I probably I'm going to start doing more uploads on Points Blank Finance. I know you guys are here for the credit, but to me, over there, I'm talking about investing on a budget. Investing and credit, they tie in hand in hand. I don't have a specific upload date, but if you subscribe to the channel, do me a favor, hit that notification bell. Make sure it's selected to all. It's going to default to personalized. Make sure you go up one, select all, and you never know when I'm going live. I also have a Facebook group, Points Blank Travel. If you don't get a notification on YouTube, I will post on Facebook. I'll put the link there as well, just in case. And with Points Blank Finance, my second channel, I would definitely recommend. I speak to everyone, but I would definitely recommend people of color. Don't be intimidated. Please subscribe to that channel. Check it out. I'm breaking it down as simple as I can. I self-taught myself with stocks and investing and now crypto. I do get advice. I talk to other people. Uh, Matter of fact, my crypto learning buddy is D Brian from Brian Legacy Building. He's my crypto learning buddy. We're kind of learning together. I don't pretend to know more than he do, and he don't pretend to know more than I do. We kind of just chop it up. But I would recommend checking out that channel because what you think that is so difficult is really easy. It's easy. It's very easy. So uh and I see Luis the Fixer just came in. Luis the Fixer is actually one of the three people that they didn't know they were, but they convinced me without even knowing to start my second channel, Points Blank Finance.
Oh,
And Luis the Fixer is part of um, excuse me, he has his own YouTube channel he's getting ready to launch. But I call him part of my executive team as well because I get advice and that's one thing I want to say. I don't care if you got 17,000 YouTube channels. Never be so smart where you think you know everything. The day you stop learning is almost the day you stop existing because there's always something new to learn. And
mhm,
I try to learn something new every
mhm,
single day. I want to learn something new every day. And as long as I'm learning something new every day, I don't use the word teach, but I can continue to guide, mentor, and lead. So,
right. I think I have that same attitude, Rod. Even though I have several channels, I look at every channel as something different because I'm doing a different thing. So you can't do what you do on one channel on the other because you're reaching a different audience. So you got to
right.
look at what that audience wants, not what your other previous audience wants. And you got to work with it and find people who are doing what you do and try to emulate them and put it your own spin on it.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah. So I
So,
appreciate you coming on the channel, all the information. I'm going to link your channel in the description box and in the chat. So, it's all about support and knowledge and then putting it into action. We have to learn to be in control of our own lives, our own finances, our own money. Um, if you want better but it's all up to us. We can always say we want to do better, but then what is your action showing? That's what I say. It's
yeah,
about the
you're right.
action.
Don't want to do better and blame everybody else. If you want to do better, you look at yourself in the mirror and say, I'm gonna do better. Don't I want to do better, but it's his fault, it's her fault, it's their fault. No,
Mhm.
it's nobody's fault. If you have an obstacle in front of you, you got three choices. You can go over it, you can or around it. That's one choice. You can stop and just be stuck, or you can turn around and run and go the other way. I choose to go over it or around
Mhm.
it. I may not go over it or around it that day. I may have to pause and stop for a moment and get my thoughts together. But eventually, I'm going to go around it, and I'm gonna defeat whatever obstacles in front of me. So don't blame everybody else. If you
Mhm.
if you fail, and you don't get up and try again, and you don't get up and try again, you don't get up and try until you succeed, look in the mirror and blame yourself.
Right. One of my
Blame
favorite
yourself.
things that my daddy used to always say, turn your obstacles into opportunities. And that's what it is. It's all about the thought process. What kind of outlook you're going to have towards any situation. Are you going to, look at this in a positive way or a negative way? It's all up to us.
You're right. You're right. And I can tell you, Marlene, you thank me for coming. I thank you for having me here. It's been a pleasure. Um, Hopefully, we can get a chance to work together again soon. Maybe a whole
Hmm.
different topic. This
Yeah.
was cool. This was chill.
Yep.
And
It
you're
was.
amazing, man. 5 channels. I don't know how you're doing. And I get a chance to tell you now in front of whoever's watching, whoever's going to watch the replay, you are phenomenal because I'm barely doing it with 2 channels. So five, I don't know
Well,
how
I
you're
can
doing
I
it.
can tell y'all, I don't mind sharing any information. I'm always open. If anybody wants to ask questions, I'm not a person to be like, no, I ain't gonna tell you. It's the easy way. It's the easy way. You get this money.
It's an easy way. Well, you know your boy about to hit you up because I want to know this easy way.
It's the easy way.
Mine is
I'm
time.
telling
Mine is
you.
time management. Mine is time management. I
Mhm.
work a lot too, but
Yeah. Well,
so
well, the whole thing, like I don't mind. I'll tell you guys this on the live. You don't even have to wait for to send me a message. All I do is you have to schedule just like you got a job. Anything that you want to do, you got to schedule for what you want. I put it in my phone and I put whatever channel. I schedule myself 20, 30 minutes. Either I'm going to be filming, I'm going to be editing, I'm going to be making thumbnails. But my process, what I like to do is I schedule to make 10 videos for each channel. Okay. So I'll give myself however long that takes, but I just make video back after back the same day, 10 videos. Then I go to the next one, go to the next one. So when all my channels have done 10 videos, then I go one by one and edit all of them. Then I upload them to my channel. So in that way, I got videos for the next what if I'm doing one video a week, that would be 2.5 months. I got videos and I'm not doing nothing. So I,
see, I
I
like
only
that.
got every 2 months. I only got like every 2 months that I got to make content. But it's about scheduling your time. Then you just hit it. Be like, today's my editing day, and you lucky you turn off your phone, turn off everything. Just like a job, you got to schedule your business and say, this is my time to edit. This is my time to film, and don't let nothing interrupt it. And then you just hit it, and then you upload them and you premiere them, and that's how I do it.
You're the second. I don't know why everything's starting to happen in twos for me, but you're the second person that I've seen. I think the other person referred to it as batch recording. They were
Batch
batch
recording.
recording, like
Yep.
recording a lot. Well, I'm gonna tell you my problem. One of them is gonna be an excuse, and the
Mm-hmm.
other one's gonna be a reason.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna start with the excuse. I record a video. I'm like a little kid in a candy store. I want to edit it and I want to get it out there. I record, edit, and put. Now, as far as recording 10 videos, I only have 2 channels, but as far as recording 10 videos in the niche that I'm in, credit cards bonuses can change on the drop of a dime. But I have a
Mm-hmm.
little more leniency with credit cards and credit and could batch record, maybe not 10, but maybe start out with two or three. Three.
Mm-hmm.
But when you go to crypto and stocks, that changes daily. So if
Right.
I like right now, I got 3 videos I need to record. I need to purchase some stock. I got one I need to edit that I shot 2 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know well, I kind of know the difference, but the day I bought it, the crypto and where the price is today, if I was to wait 2 months, it wouldn't even match 2 months. Or it may, I
See,
doubt it. But so I'm
let
facing
me give you a recommendation. Okay, your
uh,
channel where things would change. Just make videos that that is not going to change for whatever. Say whatever is not going to change, just make batch recordings. And like what I like to do, I like to do part one, part two, part three, part four, so that way you can have videos that can last you all month if you're going to upload one video per week. You do part one and say next week Tuesday you're gonna get part two. The next one, part three, part four. So that will be a series. That's not gonna change. Then you go to do the other ones, and the ones that you need to upload daily. All you do is you got to get yourself an editor. Do you have one?
Nah, I like to do it all. I'm not a control freak at all by any means, but I do my own edit because it's not that much. It's really the hardest part with me, Marlene, is getting started. For me
Mm-hmm.
to sit where I am right now, like it was easy today because I was crunched for time.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy when I do a live stream because I pretty much have a set time. But with a video, Major Change Group said, see, I done heard it 3 times.
Yeah.
I can find everything. I'm like that kid that got to do homework. They leg hurt. They got to go to the
Mm-hmm.
restroom. They got to do everything but do their homework. And that's really, with me, everything you just said make total sense. Total sense. And now it's not rocket science. It's just very
Mm-hmm.
sensible with what you're doing.
See,
Now I need to tackle.
see
I'm
what
sorry,
I
go ahead.
like to. I'm gonna give all y'all some knowledge. You know, when you're on YouTube, you got to look at YouTube as your business. It's only going to be as successful as you want it to be. Nobody is sitting in the line of your success here on YouTube but you. And I had to learn to stop. What do you call it? Like delaying my own success. I think sometimes you're looking at what other people are putting out. Well, I don't edit as good as them, and my music isn't as good as theirs. No, you saying you're learning, and you just keep improving on doing what you're doing. Be a better version of yourself, and do some research. Look at if you want to improve on this. You know, take little steps and keep improving, and stop. What you call comparing yourself to anybody else, because that's what can sabotage your success here on YouTube. Looking at other people, you just be yourself. So my recommendation for you is, if you can only have enough, say 4 videos. If you can't do 10, do 4. But whatever, why I like to do a batch recording, say something comes up in my family, somebody, and I need to go away for a week or 2 weeks. I don't want to have to worry about, okay, now my channel is going to be dead for 2 weeks. Or what if you want to go on vacation for 2 weeks? No. I always know that I have something in my reserve. And that's how you should do it. It's just like your finances. You could have something in the back just in case. And you'd be like, oh, yeah, I do got about 3 videos back there. And you just post it.
I love it,
It
Marlene. And I
just put
will
you
say
on for some knowledge. Yeah.
the elephant in the room for me is time management. That's
Yeah.
and one good thing though, in the DFW area in Dallas Fort Worth, it's starting to get cold. So because I love to sit outside and just enjoy nature, so it's really that's starting to change, and I'm going to have more time where I'm spending inside, and there's no reason not to be. And that's what I tell people. I love listening to people. I may have credit knowledge, I may have credit card knowledge, but we can always learn something. Like Marlene just dropped an avalanche of boulders. I mean, not just one. She just dropped an avalanche,
Well,
and that's what I mean when I.
I have a good mentor. I have a friend who's a YouTuber, and she got 100K. So she got 100K subscribers, and she been telling me a long time what to do. She'd be like, "What you doing?" She's like,
Wow.
she's like, "I already done told you," and I'm like, "Well, you making excuses. Well, I'm tired, and my job." And she said, "Well, when you're ready to be successful, talk to me." So I'm just telling y'all what she tell me. It's about consistency, you know, pre-recording, premiering, and you got to let your audience see you, and you got to do good thumbnails. That's the key. She said that's all it is. 5 steps.
I, I have to try. I haven't done a premiere yet, and I like what Tasha just said. Major change group. She said that is her issue too, and I don't know if she meant uh, do more, but I know Tasha. I've noticed, and it's amazing because I don't watch other content creators to see what they're doing. I could care less,
Mhm.
but it seemed like I know Tasha and I did a collaboration on her channel not long ago. Did we did one on my channel recently? It seemed like right after we did the one on my channel, man, every day I was seeing, or every other day I was seeing a major change group video,
I
major.
saw it
And I'm
too.
like, man,
I was like,
yeah. And I'm
get
like,
it,
Tasha.
Tasha, get
That's what I
it.
was like. I'm like, man, she on the ball. I'm like, wow. And
I
I'm
was
like,
like, get it.
I want to be like that. I want to be like y'all. And I come home, I be all hyped at work because most time I'm at work when they come out. And I
Mhm.
come home, man, I'm tired. I don't feel like shooting no video. It's uh,
Yep. Well,
it's just it's easy to
that's
get
all I
distracted.
wanted to tell y'all. You got to encourage yourself. Just like everything in life, just like your business, your job, everything. YouTube is going to be as successful as you make it. If you put in the hard work, you're going to see the results. You will.
Now I will ask this question because I don't want to hold us up. I'm obviously was tired before I started, but obviously you had to start batch recording somewhere. So now you're in that groove
I'm in the
where
groove now.
you're not without a video. You can drop a video whenever you're ready because
Hmm.
you've batch recorded. How long or how much of a break was there between when you first started the batch recording? Because if I'm going to start three or four, actually, never mind. I answered my own question. I know what I need to do. I never mind. You don't even have to answer that. And if I have a question, I hit you on IG. But the time I'm spending going 4 or 5 days without a video, I could use some of them days to actually batch record 3 or 4 videos and
Right.
and have them.
It's just about having a backup. Just like your finances, you want something that you got to lean on. Like, okay, something come up with your family, you can't do a live stream that day. Okay, I can't do a live, but I can drop a video. You see what I'm saying? You always want to make it available. You don't want your audience to be like, what happened? What happened to them? What's going on? And also, I give a recommendation, which you just put me onto on your about section. You got to put on there when you upload or when you go live, even if you don't know a time, but tell them Tuesday and Thursday, I'm coming to you, or whatever day it is. And that way, your audience is going to anticipate. Since I done that, I'm starting to see 50 to 75 more views every single video
Really?
because they're waiting because you already told them. So now you got to be accountable. Well, I was like, well, I got to do it because they're waiting for me. That helps
Wow.
me. It may not help everybody, but that helps me knowing that people will be waiting for me.
You know what? I'll try anything until I see it doesn't work. So when I
Yeah.
hear I did, I just jotted. I just pulled out my homeboy here, my little mechanical pencil. I just jotted down what you said about the about section. I listen to people that are successful, you know.
Yeah.
So, and I don't want to turn this into a how to be a YouTuber video, but I appreciate what you're
That
putting out.
doesn't.
I just
I
don't want.
don't care about that. I don't care about that. It can be whatever you
I
want to
like
be.
I like your style because you like me. You don't care, man. We talk about whatever I
I
want to
don't
talk.
care.
It's my channel. I love
It's
it. I
my
love
channel.
it. I love it. I love it. But and
It's
I'm even
about
looking at
support.
I'm
It's
looking at
about support. And that's what YouTube is. YouTube is about collaboration, support, putting in the hard work, consistency. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. It's about consistency. That was my problem. I would drop a video and then I don't drop another one for 2 more weeks. Of course you ain't gonna get views because they don't know when is it coming out. I don't know.
Well, see, I won't go a week without having something out there. There'll be something, but I tell you what I did fall into, and it does it's hard to believe because I was so against doing lives. And my boy Dwayne from How to Build Credit TV, he and I was on the phone one day. He was like, "Rod, you got to go live." Like, I'm not going live. I'm cool with shooting videos. He's like, "No, bro, you got to go live."
Mhm.
And I finally did it, and I became an addict to live streams. To
Yeah,
me, a 2 hour live stream is easier than a 10-minute video. To me,
it
and
is.
it makes no sense. I could do a 10-minute video in let's say 10 minutes 45 minutes to do the little editing I do the way I shoot my video. I'm done. But I'd rather be in there 2 hours interacting with the people, having fun, cracking jokes, laughing. And even though I'm sitting here in a house by myself right now in my studio, I'm engaged. But when it's just a video, it's like I'm really am here by myself. There's
Yeah.
nobody in here, you know.
Mhm.
So I had to really tear myself away from that
Yeah.
um, and get back into shooting videos. And like right now, I got at least 5 videos I need to shoot on the finance channel. And I think what I need to do, because my off days are Wednesdays and Sundays. That's why I do my live streams. I think I'm going to have to not do a live stream, which can't happen tomorrow. I'm doing a live stream tomorrow with your favorite couple. Hopefully, I'll see you and Tasha and everybody in the live stream there. But
Mhm.
I I'm gonna have to take a Wednesday or Sunday and not go live and take that entire day and do what you're saying and do what Tasha's saying, batch record, and then
Hmm.
pick back up in the live streams and just, or maybe take a time frame. Why don't I may take a month? Why don't do Sunday live streams just to get into the habit
Hmm.
of the batch recording? But that's why I love this community because you always can get some good advice as long as your mind is open. You know,
Right.
I can say, well, I'm a content creator. I don't need to do what Tasha's doing. I'm a content creator. I don't need to do what Marlene's doing. Uh-uh. I'm that dude that's my ears are probably about as big as these headphones right now. I'm listening. I soak it in. Like, okay, is that
Yeah.
working for you? I'll try it. I may not do it as good as Marlene. I may
Hmm.
not do it as good as Tasha, but I'll try. So
Hmm. But that's what I think is important about YouTube. I don't really even think that the audience, they're coming for you. They're coming for your personality, for what you talk, and also for engagement. How do you treat them? Do you welcome them? See, that's all it is. YouTube is sales, really. You're selling your personality. It's when people like you, they're waiting for more. They want more. So you got to give
yeah,
them what they want.
I like what Tasha just put in the comments. That's the last comment that I see. Uh,
Hmm.
Live streaming is really important, and that is what I'm trying to get into. I can see that you can really engage with people that way. And I know I hit you up last night on IG. I sent you a message, Marlene. I said I'm about to get off the phone or with my executive team, and I know you probably said this dude trip. He ain't talking to nobody, but I was really talking to Shelter from Your Favorite Couple and D Brian from
Hmm.
Brian Legacy Building, and I was like, I did a members only live stream last night. I was like, man, it was so easy. It was easier because I didn't have as many comments. And I was like, I watched the live stream the other day. This brother, I watched one, and by the end of this live stream, he had 32,000 views. And I was like, oh my God, I couldn't
Ooh.
imagine. So he came on yesterday. In the first 20 seconds of his live stream, he had 697 people in the live stream in the first 20 seconds.
Mm.
And I'm like, man, I was talking to D. Brian last night, him and Shelton. I'm like, and then I think Shelton got opposed to D. Brian and myself. I was like, I don't know if I want a live stream that big because he couldn't do exactly what you just said. He couldn't. I mean, what Tasha just said, and you kind of said he couldn't engage with his viewers. He didn't. He couldn't even acknowledge the super chats. He had a sound effect like in mine. I'll say super chat. I'll pull it up. Thank him. He couldn't think about doing it. It was just the comments was like I've never seen nothing like it. And he was
Wow.
and he was a young brother, man. Oh my goodness! And I was just like, boy, that is impressive. I was like, wait, Rob, watch what you wish for. I'm gonna read what Tasha said. She said, overall, I think each channel has their own personality. Rod, you have a good thing. I don't think you need to change. No, I'm not. I'm not.
No.
I do need to do more recording. I do need to do that. Uh,
Hmm.
but appreciate it, Tasha. Whatever you and Marlene had to say, man, I appreciate it. It is honor coming from you too. So
Yeah.
I
It
appreciate
it's no problem because I think we all can learn from each other. I always say I'm never, no matter how my channel goes, you can always learn something. You can always do better at something.
when
You
I
can
first
always
heard you
learn.
had, I was forgot who you were collabing with, but uh, forgot her name. But I was watching that. I left work and I was listening on the way home, and I think I was driving when you said you had 5 channels. I almost ran the red light, and I was already a fan, but once you said that, I became a not a fan, but I became more of an admirer because it was like you look up to people that you feel like either something you can't do or something that may be a challenge for you to do.
Hmm.
And I was like, man, I really admire what she's doing because one channel is hard, two
I
channels is
know.
bananas,
Yeah.
5 channels. I ain't ready for that. I don't think I'm gonna ever have five. Well, I say I am. I'm gonna have
Yeah.
them. I can't say what it is now,
My
but
friend that has the 100K, she has 3 channels, and she's the one that started me. It was one of those things that I just started with my first channel, Living Your Best Life, just because I like to give motivation. And then it turned into, but I like giving reviews, but I don't want to put reviews on that one. So then I made that one. And then I was like, I love the relaxing sounds. And I was like, why should I be listening to other people's sounds? I should listen to my own at night. You know how like they run those sounds all night? I was like, yeah, come get this money, girl. So then I made that one. And then I made this one because I like, the hair and the finance thing. And then my fifth channel just started because everyone was like, girl, you can get so much money doing renovations from your home. So that's how my five channels came. It was
Well,
organic.
I wish I had 5 thumbs up to give you because I mean, man, you a beast. You are a
Yeah.
beast. So
That's what, well,
uh,
being honest with y'all, I'm just a open person, but I got a lot of people. I got a lot of nieces and nephews, and they all need money. They all looking at auntie or cousin. So I'm a person who's trying to develop generational wealth. That even if I don't get it in my lifetime, at least I want to leave it for my niece, my nephew, somebody.
I,
Yeah,
lo- I
make it better
I
for the
love that.
next
I love it.
generation. Mhm.
I love it. I like what your favorite couple said. Engagement is so important, and then Tasha kind of
Mhm.
responded. Uh,
Yeah, yeah.
and then it said that can be last week. Responding to comments, posting. Yeah, I'm starting to get more in tune with the community tab,
Mhm.
and I'm starting to post more on Instagram. I'm getting better because I it just like I can post on Facebook. I can post on 5 Facebook groups, and I think I go out to 5. Two of mine,
Mhm.
Get Business Credit, Credit Josh, Secure Credit. Yeah, I go out to about 5. I can do that in less than 3 minutes, but I got to go on Instagram. I got to do the gift. I got to find a little YouTube picture. I got to decide which one I like, and then I was like, I ain't doing it. And then I got to find a song. Well, I'm
I
trying to have fun with the
I
songs.
honestly think that when my channels start to grow, I definitely think I'm going to get myself a social media manager. I do
Mm.
because, yeah, I think you're gonna have to eventually.
Marlene, I want to be like you when I grow up. Could I be like you when I grow up?
I
I'm
don't.
for real.
No, for real. Like what I want. Like if you
I'm
had a
for
social
real.
media, if you had a social media manager, honestly, all you have to do is make content. They do everything else. They market, they edit. All you got to do is make the content. I was like, yeah, I could
Do
do
they
that.
work for like $8 an hour or how much?
Rod, you need to find yourself one. Seriously, some YouTubers have hired college students or high school students to be their people to edit. So that way they can keep making videos.
I have a young lady and I need to reach out to her. She actually, when I first started my channel, I never forget this. When I first talked about it, I said, I think I'm gonna start a YouTube channel. She's a photographer. She makes websites. She's very good. I'm probably about to reach out to her.
Wow.
But I never forget. She used to work for me. She's moved on now. She's worked. She was like, Rod, you're gonna start a YouTube channel? I'm like, yeah, I'm thinking about it. She was like, you're gonna be an influencer. I'm like, a what? What is an influencer?
Yeah.
I mean, I have an education. I'm like, I
Mhm.
wasn't thinking of somebody to influence. I was like, is that what they call them? She's like, yeah, you're gonna be
Yep.
influenced. I said, I don't know about all that. I just want to be a YouTuber. I just want to get out there and put information out.
Yep.
And she came into one of my live streams, not on the screen, but in the comments, man. And I never forget. She typed, "Oh my God, I'm so proud of you." And Marlene, it took every ounce of blood in my body not to just break down because she said something so simple. I'm so proud of you. You know.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, I might
Yeah.
have to look. Hold on, let me jot that down. What you call it? A social media what?
Manager.
Social media. So PBT, but I'm gonna have to go get me a building in a minute.
Yeah. That's what I said. I said, I've been thinking about it. I said, as soon as because I have two monetized channels, I said, once my third one gets monetized, I think I'm going to have to get myself a manager. I think so.
I'm gonna look into that. I'm gonna look into
Yeah,
that.
if you can listen, if you can pay somebody, just think about it. You paying somebody $10 an hour to edit your videos and just post thumbnails on Instagram, Twitter, or wherever, market you. To me, that's worth the money. Is if that you spend $100, but then you make 500. You got to think that way. You're investing in your business.
I think you just actually, and I just said to my members last night. I rarely talk about what I speak in my members over live stream in public, but I don't create. I don't have resolutions. I believe in setting goals throughout the year. I don't believe in a one-time resolution for the entire year.
Hmm.
But I'm definitely going to set a goal, and I want to thank you, Marlene, for this. Is growing PBT and PBF, which is points blank finance, to a
Hmm.
point where I need to start thinking bigger. I need to start thinking
Yeah.
social media manager. I need to start thinking editor, because any, what if Jeff Bezos, and I remember, a lot of people don't remember this, but I remember when Jeff Bezos sold books out of his garage. I'm dating myself.
Oh.
Yes, when Amazon wasn't the Amazon it is now, Amazon, he sold books out of his garage.
Hmm.
Uh, what if Jeff Bezos tried to run the entire behemoth of Amazon that he have now by himself? You can't do it. So in order to
Mhm.
grow, you have to bring on people. So man, I like that.
That's
I
what
won't be able to
because
sleep tonight.
I've been watching, and if y'all have not looked at in your back office in your studio YouTube Creator Academy, oh man, game changer. Y'all got to get on it.
I've seen it. Oh, hold up,
Get
man. I don't
get
know.
on it.
We need to have another.
We
We need
need
to
to
have
have
another
another
collab.
stream on some YouTube stuff, but that's a game changer. It made me like one of those things like a shot in the arm. That thing got me excited. I was like, let's go. Because it's like they teach you little things, sometimes even things that you don't think about, like scheduling your community tabs, like what you want to put out, like one of the recommendations, like what I did yesterday, put out a preview before you go live, put out a preview before you make videos, because you want to create anticipation for when it drops.
I like that too. I had never seen one of those. Actually, I saw one person do it, but when I saw that, I actually shared that on my Facebook groups earlier. Your commercial or the
Mhm.
preview
Yeah.
before I even asked, because I couldn't find the link. And then before I even say, Marlene, could I get the link? And then I'll post it out. But I don't know how it resulted, but I just like the idea. And I'm looking here where Major Change Group said what you just said. I schedule my
Yeah.
posts, even the community tab sometimes. And then your favorite couple said there are tons of interns. So it seemed like, it don't seem like it's a reality. I'm surrounded by good company, and I feel like I surround you guys as well.
Hmm.
But I've collaborated with you now. I've collaborated with Major Change Group. I'm about to collaborate
Hmm.
tomorrow with your favorite couple, and I think the group that I like to associate, I only associate myself with primarily successful people. I don't mean monetarily successful, mentally
Mentally.
successful people.
Hmm.
As long as you have a drive, I don't care about necessarily monetarily. Uh, and I need to chop it up with you and Tasha. I don't
Yeah.
know, on a Zoom call or something. I mean, just like I'm willing to schedule it, set it up. Like, hey man,
Yeah. No problem.
I'm for real. I'm for real. Like, hey man, what are y'all doing, or what can I do better? Because I don't never want to be that dude that think I'm all that or think I'm the bomb. What can I do to be better? You
Mhm.
know,
Yeah, because like what they were saying, like there's people out here on YouTube who is making 50,000 a month. I was
I
like,
share. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm doing something wrong. I was like, if I'm only making that, would be transparent. If I'm only making that in a year, what am I doing? That means I need to put more time into my YouTube so I can get that. So that's when I was like, okay, Marlon, let's go. Let's go.
One thing I've noticed about you in the last couple of weeks, Marlene, you're driven, and I love that. You're very driven.
I'm very
You,
driven.
eh, I can see that the more I communicate with you, even tonight, even more than I did before this live stream. I love that, and that's those people out there. It may not be Marlene, it may not be Rod, it may not be your favorite couple, it may not be Major Change Group or Louisa Fix or anybody else in this stream. These are the people that you want to serve. I don't care how good you think you are, how you think you're rolling, how popular you are, how many people requesting to do collabs with you. Surround yourself with people that are driven and motivated, man. I guarantee, I don't care how motivated you are, it's always somebody more motivated than you. I
Exactly.
guarantee you. I guarantee. And
Hmm.
I'm so hyped right now. I forgot that we had a live stream about how to
Me
get your credit
too.
score. I'm over here. I'm the viewer now. I'm like, I'm just
Yeah,
happy to be seeing
I'm not
live.
even
But
thinking about the credit score thing now. This is just like motivation and encouragement, because it's like, okay, if you really want to do something in your life, it's really up to us. And sometimes we don't take it serious, um, like I forget whose book I was reading, somebody's book, and they were saying, how personal do you take your life? How serious are you about it? When you say you want to do
Right.
something, are you really serious? It's something that we can say, oh yeah, I want to do that, but do you really? How much of that fire and burn do you have for it? You got to
Right.
be on fire for your goal. Nobody can give you that fire but you. Every day I wake up and I get excited about my life because I can see my potential. I know that something big will happen to me eventually, but it's about me. It's not about nobody else. I'm not comparing myself to nobody else. I'm in my lane. But I know eventually one of these 5 channels is going to hit, one of them, if not all.
Right. I was going to say, why not all?
One of
I had
one, if not all.
one of my Brian Legacy building. D. Brian told me the other night. I made a comment, and he said, "Why can't you?" He checked me real quick, and I forgot what it was, but I said, "I don't know if I can. Why can't you?" He checked me before I even finished the sentence. Why can't you? Why
Right.
can't? It was about YouTube. It was about being bigger or something like. He said, "Why can't you?"
Mhm.
Uh, and it made me stop, and
Mhm.
I'm so blessed to have him on my team. And when I say my team, I don't have no for real team, but they are for real. But it's like,
I know what you mean.
man, that motivation that, like, I'm a very confident. Some people say cocky, right? You cocky is, you know what?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not cocky. I'm just confident. But then
Hmm.
you could sometimes find the most confident or cocky person that still need to be motivated. They still
Hmm.
somewhere in the world they're gonna say, "Well, I doubt this about myself. I doubt that." And I like what Tasha said we should. And I don't know if she meant the Zoom call, but she said, "Y'all,
Yeah.
this is motivation." I got to go to the restroom, and I ain't moving. But
Mhm.
because
Yep.
I love when I do something and don't anticipate what's going to happen. Like, I didn't
Yeah.
anticipate we were going to be
I
talking
didn't
about this,
anticipate this. Mm-mm.
and
Yeah, it's
it's
it's deep, and collaboration is real. Having real talk and conversation. How when certain people hit roadblocks, and you be like, "I'm doing that's my roadblock too," and that's why when you get together and be like, "This is what I did," and be like, "You try it and it works for you," and be like, "Now you can move forward." You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
and
it's
that's
good
why
stuff.
I keep I need to get another one because when I'm in my other office, I keep a notebook next to me, and when I,
Yes,
especially on the live stream, because I'm going to always hear something that I didn't think of.
right,
Excuse me, that's a great idea or something I want to look into. I mean, I got what let me see here.
right.
I
Every
only
every
wrote down three
every
things
time I
that
go
Marlene
into
said.
yours, Tasha, intentional millionaire, who else? What? I just found out about his channel. He's a lawyer. I can't think of his name right now. I can't remember, but somebody. I always
Mm,
got a notebook because there's always something you can learn from somebody else. There's
yep,
always something you can learn from somebody else, and be yourself and just get it.
yep. That's one thing I miss too. I feel like I'm so between two channels and working. I feel like I'm so busy that I can't watch. I miss watching other content creators. I'm not watching as many. Like, I still have videos of yours to watch. I still have videos of Tasha that she dropped that I need to catch up on.
Hmm.
Uh, what I like really that I've stopped watching some of the YouTubers that I started watching, uh, some of the bigger names in the credit space, and I'm starting to watch a lot of my peers because I
Hmm.
think my peers are the ones that keep it real. My peers are the ones that
Yeah,
are still busting their butt trying to get to that
they're not
next level.
sugarcoating. There's no
Yeah, yeah,
sugarcoating. It's raw.
like it's so funny with Tasha. I know Tasha ain't messing with too many annual fee credit cards. I mean, if she's not gonna fool the public, like, oh yeah, go get this annual fee card, I would no. You might want to look at it. You can go get it, but I ain't about to get it. I love it because
Yes,
it's the reality of
that's her. That's reality. So I love that, and this collaboration has been awesome. I'm looking forward to who you're going to be live with tomorrow. Your favorite
it.
couple.
Your favorite couple, and it's gonna be epic. I can tell you right now, we're not gonna spend a lot of time on credit. We're not gonna spend a lot of time on credit cards. We'll spend a little bit of time and a little bit of time on credit cards, a little bit of time on credit. Probably not credit, maybe credit card.
Hmm.
And it's just gonna be about life. It's going to be about family. It's going to be about, I can't say too much because they don't want me to let them know what I'm going to ask.
Yeah, don't let
It's
the
going to be
cat out
about
the bag.
conversation.
Mm-mm.
It's going to be about conversation. It's going to be a good time. And we're expecting a lot of people to be there. Once
Awesome.
you get to know Shelton and Key, whether you get to know them from YouTube or you get to know them behind the scenes of YouTube, they're an amazing couple, and I can't wait. And I also wouldn't mind having. I know Tasha and I talked about collabing again in January. I'm really looking forward to that. And I would love to work with you again, Marlene. It don't have to be a one-stop
Yeah,
shop.
that's
Uh,
what I'm saying. I would love if we could do something like a panel or something and have everybody up here. We could have six, seven of us, and we all come up here and everybody share a little bit and we piggyback on each other. I think it would be a good time. Like one day we do something like I don't know what we would call it. I'll hit up Tasha, your favorite couple, everybody. About I think the limit on here is 10, so we have up to 10 people on here. I think I could add eight more people besides yourself, and we could have a
well,
good
let's do
discussion
it.
about so much stuff.
I'm down. Let's do it. Just let me know
Yeah,
when. And I
let's
think
do
the
it.
more that we do it, the more people we get involved, the better it is. Let's do it. Let me know. And I see Tasha
Mhm.
says she's going to try her best to join tomorrow. Her sister is coming in. Hey, Tasha, you've been talking about your sister coming in for a while. If you're not there, we understand. If you can just come in and say hi, that's cool. If you can't, we
Mhm.
understand. You've been talking about her, and I know you've been looking forward to this visit. So we
Yeah, I'm,
understand. I
I'm
know
I'm
you.
definitely gonna hit up Melissa Jane because we did a collaboration yesterday. So I would have
Yeah, I
Melissa
watched that. I
Jane on
watched it.
here, and then I would have you, Major Change Group, your favorite couple. If Brian Legacy Building wants to pop in, and I don't know who else, a few more people, anybody in the financial credit, you know, anybody. If just to have conversations about something. I don't know what it would be, but just have some real talk conversation. We could just talk about money, how everybody views money.
I could think it'd be just. I think could just be conversation.
Yeah, just
And
and then just
just the
let it
title of the
happen.
conversation and let it happen where that day Rod may want to talk about investing or Tasha may want to talk about budgeting. Tasha can talk about budgeting. She can talk about traveling. She can talk about credit. Rod can talk about, we all can talk about so many
Everybody
different
can do it
things
on their own way.
instead of
Mhm.
sticking a, well, it's only this or only that. We don't want nobody talking about the football game coming up next week, but but whatever it is,
Right.
we just talk about it. I think that'd be a great idea. Just
I
let me
think
know
it would
when
be
and
an
I'm there.
awesome collaboration. Let's think about like next month. We could start
Perfect.
talking about it, and then next month, it doesn't have to be on my channel. It could be on your channel, Tasha's channel. It doesn't matter. But we could all.
I'm just happy to be part. I'm happy to be part of
I
it,
I would just
and
be happy to be a part of it.
yeah, I don't care which channel is on, and I'll talk to your favorite couple, and I'll talk to Brian Legacy Building about being a part of the panel as well. And I think,
Mhm.
man, y'all, you got me excited more ways. Well, I was just excited to be here. Now I got like 5,000 things I'm excited about, and I'm ready to this. And when this blow up, I'm a blame in a nice way, meaning I'm gonna thank you and Tasha with this batch recording stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So
I'm just saying, I saw my channel gain 1,000 subscribers from batch recording. So I was
cool.
stuck
I
at
need because I'm
1,000 forever, like over 2 years. I was like, what is the problem? I wasn't consistent. Didn't have a schedule. I wasn't going live. So
See, I don't have a problem with
that's what you
PBT
get.
growing. It's not growing as quick as I'd like, but I really want to get my second channel monetized by March. The goal was the end of the year. Then I kind of said, okay, that's not going to work. So I'm gonna push it back to March. Uh,
Mhm.
yeah. So I'm looking forward to it, and I'm not gonna
Yeah,
hold you
I'm
up
looking
much more.
forward
We've been
to it.
here 2 hours and 15 minutes. We can stay over here if I go to the restroom. We can stay. Me after about 2 hours, my little restroom bell ring, ding ding.
I know, I understand, but we're gonna get up out of here so everybody can go
Okay.
about the rest of their night. But I appreciate all y'all. I hope it was some gems in here for you guys, some encouragement, something. So I appreciate you for collaborating with me, Rod. This is a good
I
time.
appreciate you for having it. I don't know what they got. I got a whole lot out of it, not by what I said. I got a lot after the fact. So
So that I'm going to be
Yeah, I
reaching out
appreciate
to
it.
you to talk to you about some credit stuff. So
Okay. Okay.
we'll talk
Whenever. You
offline
just
about that.
whatever
Okay.
you need, I got
Yep.
you. I got your back.
So thank you. Thanks everybody. We'll see you guys on the next video or collaboration. Bye.
Peace, everybody. Bye bye.
Bye.